Good morning, everyone. I'm Tassenix, and welcome to Season 71, 5 vs 5 Grand Arena Championship, Week 3, Round 3. My opponent is somebody that I'm not 100% sure I've never fought before, but if I have, A, it's been a while, and B, pretty sure I've never seen this name up in the top bracket, so it's exciting to be fighting a new player to me. It's Kaptn, the Captain. He is the Captain now. Let me catch up with you guys here in the chat real quick. Morning, Attack Titan. Appreciate the good luck. Big Ninja. Can't name a better way to start your morning than with a task stream. That's right. Hot cup of black coffee. Task stream. Love it. Argots, morning task. Good luck. Depressed Wampa. Wasn't expecting oatmeal and task this morning. Good luck. Yeah, I got caught up watching last night's late football game with friends. And yeah, I'm not even a football fan. I do it as a social thing with friends, right? And I'm sitting there pushing myself, staying alive to midnight to watch a tie. Man, I feel like a sucker this morning, but here we are. Feathers, new hat, and also, hey, Tass, what's going on, Feathers? Had this now for a few weeks, but yes, relatively new in the grand scheme of things. All right, Banja, yes, good to see you over there on YouTube. Ganroth, what's going on? I need a title called Crunch. What do you mean? Fabian, is it morning? You mean evening? Yeah, you're on the other side, are you? Very nice. People living off in the future. Okay, let's get into it. Put this up on screen. Get the prediction rolling. The music rolling. Maestro. Wood. How's everybody doing? How was your rounds, by the way? Tell us all about it. Oh shit!
Yeah, about that test.
Oh shit! We got a hype train rolling already. Whoa! Let me check my chat. Holy crap! Can I get a stream in Discord? Says Shake. Yeah. We can do that.
Much appreciated.
We got Shake and Calidus, a couple of my patrons here, hanging out in the stream chat. We got a hype train legitimately rolling. So what was it? We had a couple subs here at the very start, right? Why doesn't it show up unless I go to the page? Argots resubscribed for 7 months. Appreciate you. I missed something. Whoever kicked us off that I also missed, I'm terribly sorry. Stand up and be recognized. Cosley and Taro Tassenix. Solobay says, fun fact, that tie in the football game allowed people that picked either team to survive an additional eliminator pool. Oh yeah, for all you fantasy football folks, yeah. Again, I'm really not a football fan. I'm not much of a sports fan, period. But I'm a good sport, is what I am. Calidus stream. Fair enough.
Yeah, I will.
That's funny. Hey, Wilco, good morning. Good RNG, Tass. I appreciate it. I'll take it. Turd Ferguson asks, hey, Tass, what's your favorite new Datacron of this set? I mean, probably... I don't know. That's kind of a good question. I mean, it's a hype train. You guys have put me in this position, so it's all about you guys right now. I'll answer questions. We can delay just a second. I mean, out of all of them, I'm assuming you're really talking in terms of level 9. If I had to say, out of all of them, it would have to be either the Return of the Special Forces Kron, which it's fun. I like it. And what's different now, we didn't have Dre the last time we had this Kron, or had this kind of effect, right? So it's kind of interesting because you have incentive, maybe for the first time, to think about splitting Dre off of Slacker. Like if you're going to use Slacker with FOSF as an underband to just crush something, that's interesting. So I like that one coming back. I'm also a pretty decent fan of anything that makes Hondo awesome. Like his kit, this is kind of a flaw with only some Datacron, only some level 9. But I feel like Hondo is essentially missing a mechanic in his base kit. Because they're just making his stuff happen faster. And they know the difference. Like, this is the difference between dangerous and not. So, it is kind of lame that there isn't more in his base kit that doesn't make it seem like you need this kind of a leg up. Maybe have something else. But I like the effect coming back, so I'll take it. I did make sure I picked up a Hondo Cron Pirate. Long text, bulk. I'm probably going to try and purify it for crit damage and armor penetration. So maybe just try and get rid of these protections. Something like that. All right, Fruit Guy, it's not even October yet. We have a frightening stormtrooper lamp. Yes, that's right. I am the decaying jack-o'-lantern that's been left on the porch 1 month after Halloween. New Hondo makes Hondo's base kit way better. Fair. That's fair. I'm just thinking of it in itself. There's a whole lot of players that are going to be taking advantage of that level 9 not having Pirate King, right? So Yes, I agree, though. He doesn't really need a lot of help if you're putting him with Pirate King. Fair. What's going on, MJ? All right. We have work to... All right. Rank 2 fighting rank 13. Yeah, this guy's clawing and scraping on up. He's in Wookiees Always Win. My 16.4 million GP to his 14.1 million. Top 80 GP, my 3.23 million to his 3.04. Zetas, my 426 to his 401. GAC Omicrons, my 85 to his 65. Top 80 average speed, my 168 to his 166. So that's very interesting, right? Because we'll find that I'm generally much larger than this account, but his mods are excellent. Really good mods. All right, mod analysis. Wow, did we just... Oh, man. All right, we finished out the hype train. Hey, level 1 hype train. You guys were too kind. Starting it, in the first place. So thank you guys so much. I'm really sorry that I missed whoever was saying that. All right, let me catch up on the YouTube side. I think I accidentally was ignoring it for a minute. Hey, Bushman, good to see you. Kim, good morning, Tass. Working and lurking. I know that. I've done that many a time. That's fair. Good to have you. Robin, what can Slacker plus FOS TFB beat as a duo? A lot. A lot. And even not as a duo. I have evidence that I'm not fully at liberty to share that you can take on Pirate King with Slacker and with the FOSF without Dre. Sure, you can have it with Dre. You can do it without, which again lends towards that interesting possibility of breaking Dre off for something else, somewhere else. All right, Greyport, do you think Silvo level 9 on Pirate King Hondo or use OG Hondo with his level 9 is better if you have Pirate King? I think that for a lot of people, based on what little we know right now, Cere Malakos with Maul in particular, because you guys saw me wipe out without using Maul last round. With Cere Malakos with Maul is able to take him down. And one of the ways to threaten that is to put OG Hondo on the team, because since it will have no light side pirates on the team, that clause in Pirate King's leadership is activated. They all have that lightning strike, whatever it is, where they get to ignore taunt and have enhanced damage. So OG Hondo could just take a look over there at Malakos and just lock him down. And now you've got a serious problem. You're probably cooked. Yeah, lightning raid. There you go. So I think that's going to be the way. Oh, wow. I haven't had to ban anybody in a long time. I'm coming up in the world. You can right through this. This is a nice tool. That's a nice tool.
What are you banning, though?
Some spam bot. It's like, buy cheapest subscribers here. Probably.
Hey, I want that. Sell it to me.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, DM that dude. Reach out, get that hugely discounted price.
Yeah, hold on. All that. Please send me your, spam and all that, hacks you got for buying cheap shit.
Greyport, are the ads over on YouTube side? Because I'll recap myself, but it's definitely in the bod. The bottom line is OG Hondo is what I think is better, so long as Cere Malakos looks like the standout counter. Okay? Silvo's good. I just think that in the particular case of us wanting to endanger Cere Malakos, probably OG Hondo. Yeah. Okay.
Can I just point out that someone's definitely going to clip you pointing out that you're just sitting there going, that's a nice tool.
Yeah. And I mean, you don't have to bullshit me, Striker, also hi, Striker, but it's going to be you that's going to do it. So you don't have to, bullshit me like we don't know who somebody is. Yeah, okay. All right, mod
if
analysis.
I was tech savvy enough to clip it, I would. I'm not that tech savvy. Shake, over to you.
It's a service.
Good
It's
luck
a
on your
public
stream
service.
test.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, Fabi also says here that Hondo especially blocks out the really cheap counters like CLS or Zori, which is even more important. Fair enough. Yeah, fair. And Jake just noticed the hat. Man, I've been having this for a little bit now, so I don't know what to tell you. Thanks for the good luck, Plume. Okay, mod analysis. Plus 25 speeds, my 305 to his 301. 20 to 24 speeds, my 612 to his 357. Plus 20 speeds, my 917 to his 658. Plus 4% offense mods, my 292 to his 159. And plus 6% offense, my 109 to his 47. Yeah. I mean, this is the other side of the coin. Bobby says Tass is getting to auto levels of stalling. This is the other side of it. It's Tass never talks to the stream. Oh my god, Tass, look at the chat. Oh my god, why does Tass never read the chat? Does this guy ever read the chat? Oh my god. And then it takes two. Alright, relic analysis, total levels. My 2593 to his 1899. Relic 9s, I have 173 to his 39. Dear God. Relic 8s, my 120 to his 56. Relic 7s, my 8 to his 95. Datacron analysis, total rerolls, my 362 to his 165. So, again, very rare to find somebody having less rerolls than me out this way. Level 9 Datacrons, my 66 to his 37. Wow. 6 to 8s, I have 2 to his 6. And 3 to 5s, I have 10 to his 15. Wow, this guy is in the top bracket this light. This is inspirational is what this is. Let this be a dedication to the power of mods. Because this guy's mods are really good. And it is the thing that stands out as closest to my account. And that would largely explain why you think with the right datacrons, without having too many datacrons, you could largely equalize. And I believe that. It's nice. Oh, shit. Thank you for letting me know, Feathers. No prediction. I didn't put the prediction out. Good call. How many drops will Tab have? What are we thinking? It's got to be 1 or less, 2 or more. It would feel kind of disingenuous to not. All right. Kicking that on. Alright. Relic Delta will screw this poor guy. Yeah, if it is implemented as presently, well, certainly as previously, and probably as presently iterated, not good. Not good. I remain hopeful because CG has, if they haven't immediately gotten something right, they've dialed it in and gotten it right. And we talked about this last stream when I was hosting Dagger's match. We went in kind of in depth. That was a fairly long stream, and we took a lot of questions from you guys and had an at-length discussion about this change because, the bottom line is, what I was saying is that it's coming. This change is coming. In what form, how severe it is, we seem to have a reasonable say in, because they're listening to the feedback that's coming in through all of those content creators that are part of this early test program. And the numbers have already come down. There's a balance to be struck, and as long as the conversation remains constructive, I think they're going to be okay listening. But if you take a look at Reddit, it's really probably not a lot, like probably very little, if any, spend or dolphins complaining about how they're not going to be able to concoct rosters that are largely Relic 8, sometimes with a lot of Relic 9s. I don't know. I feel like there's somewhere in between, like something to incentivize investment in higher relics. And if you were there the other night, I was saying, like, I expect this to affect me not at all. And I'm not looking to benefit from it. I'm just thinking about what's good for the long-term health of the game. It's good to have people to want to spend money on the end game stuff. Shoehorning everybody into it roughly with numbers as severe as that first iteration, for example. Like, it's like, if you don't have these relics, you're just not going anywhere. Don't like that, you know. But there's somewhere in between. All right, is the hat comfortable? I have to know. Honestly, it is really comfortable. A lot of care was taken into this. This was from an Etsy vendor, and it is leather, but the band is cloth on the inside, so it's breathable. It's not, like a sweat tank sitting on my head. Very soft, very light, actually. Yeah, love it. All right. Big Ninja, the numbers may have come down, but they admitted they knew the first iteration would go over poorly. And honestly, if you're thinking about it from a design perspective, when you're looking at a feature of this type, wouldn't you want to start at something that you kind of feel is pretty bad? Like, what was it? Like a 266% delta of between damage given and damage received and whatnot? Of course, that was probably, low likelihood that was ever going to see live, right? But I like the idea of starting severe, explicitly telling the community it's a test program. So we are testing. This is nowhere near live. Chill. And then iterate. So, yeah, keep giving feedback, guys, because they're listening. All right, Striker says, me versus Dagger, TJ is going to resemble something of a porno where I drop stuff. No, I don't think so. But, with Relic Delta. I don't know. We'll have to see. Again, I think we're a little ways off from any of that going live, so there's time. Yes, the problem with losing a lot of if it's implemented anywhere near like what we've seen even right now, it's gonna definitely cause a lot of players to quit, because certainly a pleasure in a strategy game like this is using your leaner, meaner account to beat superior, better armed accounts. Because, you modded carefully. You planned the growth of your roster to have specific teams to take on something. I get it. And I don't think there's a rash of players that have mostly R5 rosters competing in the top 20. I don't think there's something like that. Top 20, top 50, even top 100. I don't think that exists. So I don't want to say that there's some overstated problem with under-relicked accounts just crushing up on people. That being said, though, I don't know. Like, look at the great science that Fatal's doing. He is showing what that new Bad Batch team can punch up into. And if it was able to consistently beat an all-Relic 9 Pirate King Hondo team at all Relic 7, I would have no complaints. But let's say, for the sake of argument, that his whole team was Relic 5. If the mechanics are still so solid in that team that it could still crush a Relic 9 team in the same 5-minute period, does that feel right to you? Does that feel right to you? Because that's what I was also saying last stream, was if this all ends up feeling like, if you take your characters up to Relic 7, it ends up feeling about the same as it does right now if you're mostly using characters at Relic 5, does that feel too punitive? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I know, Bobby. MSF implemented this feature a while back, and they lost close to a third of players. I hear they've suspended that feature, so I guess they're listening. Yeah. Turd says, if you modded correctly and use the right strategy, you should not be punished for punching up. Yeah, but should there be no... I don't know. I'm open to continued discussion about it. Big Ninja says, I do feel something else is coming, which is why they're testing this. Per their data, only 3% of all GAC battles had a relic differential, so they're solving a problem that doesn't really exist. Yeah, I think somebody else had mentioned this the other night, that this feels like a getting around a problem they see coming, or preparing to get around a problem that will exist after they make a subsequent change. So yeah, there may be something to that. Bobby says, I don't know. For me, in around 1760, with 12 million, I'm having a lot of Relic 5s fighting like 14, 15 millions. Oh, 3760, that's your rank. Yeah, and I'm assuming you're doing well. Spamurai says, it doesn't what? It doesn't make a difference to people who are big spenders? I don't know. We like scouting and keeping those hard mechanical counters to make it happen. Yeah, I hear that. That makes complete sense. And I want people to feel rewarded for being clever in a strategy game. But this is something that I think everybody's able to express their interest in not losing the reliability of counters that have proven good, that are punch-ups that you guys have earned your way into. Okay, fine. That's your interest. But what do you say to the interest of the other side? What do you say to the interest of the developers who are like, okay, fine, so how are we going to incentivize people to spend money on the game? Because once the revenue drops below a sufficient point, you know how it is with all these games. They'll pack it in. So the game we all love is only here if there's incentive for people to spend on endgame stuff. It doesn't have to be a brute force. I don't want it to be for anybody. But what do all of you who are these lower accounts that are enjoying that punch-up experience, what do you say about the interest of the other side? Because there's validity there. If their interest is not respected, the game dies entirely. So. All right. Let's look at these Galactic Legends while you guys answer that question. He puts love into the GLs. 214,000, 13K, 537. This is a stellar mod set that's better than mine. Like, I'd rather have more health. He's got 10,000 more health than I do. I've got a little bit more damage, but not that it matters. Okay. Yeah, his GLs are pretty cranked. Crucially, he does not have GL Hondo. Alright, and I'm going to look over the rest of these characters and then get back with the chat and answer and follow up on this. Because I know we want to talk about Relic Delta, so that's fair. Balin. Wow, Fast Cat. Good mod. Okay, all this is good. Yeah. All good stuff, wow. Alright. Let's take a look at this in just a minute. See what you got here. Yeah, Vin, don't know if about Fatal testing specifically, but knowing Fatal and his abilities in this game, I don't think he's the best example for what is doable for the average player. Sure, and I'm not making that case. I'm saying that showing that it is possible to use a team like New Bad Batch to punch up and kill the latest and greatest Galactic Legends, given certain conditions, a lot of conditions, if we're being honest. That's good. This is a strategy game. We want this, right? We want to reward that. The question is, where does it become you guys are saying like it's antithetical to kit design to punish these mechanical counters like this, and it's like, okay, but is it antithetical to the game for the game to shut down? Because again, we're not really talking about how do we think about the interests of the long term of the game. Like there's been most of the changes. This is a fair point that Dagger brought up in the last stream. Most of the changes implemented in the last couple of years have been very friendly to free-to-play, to Dolphins, something like that. And he said it's time for the whales to be thrown a bone. I don't feel like I need a bone thrown to me. I'm good. I'm in a good spot. I don't need a leg up. I don't think anybody else needs to be, crippled for me to succeed. It's nothing like that. So I want new players up in the upper reaches of Kyber 1. It's more fun that way. But just looking at the long-term future of the game, I want the game to be here. And if people feel like, man, I don't really see much of a need to ever grow most characters, maybe just GLs and a couple key tanks on the main teams and stuff like that, maybe only those I'll end up getting into Relic 9 over the years. People won't be needing to spend, won't feel compelled to spend, won't want to spend. And the game just packs up shop. So, yeah, I understand. There literally needs to be some balance struck for the long-term future of the game, because essentially, isn't this change kind of telling us that they're saying it's revenue's not quite right, boys? And I know, I think I was reading on Reddit or somewhere else, like, I haven't played other mobile games like I played this, so it sounds like this is a pattern that has been done in several other games where shortly this feels like a squeeze the people they can into spending, and then there's going to be some subsequent change that is meant to squeeze the people that are already spenders, whales, dolphins, whatever, and then it leads to the shortly thereafter death of the game. Definitely don't want that, guys. So on the same side there. Can't read all of these, but yeah, they should fix GAC matchmaking, Wilco, to not match me up with the Rhodiums all the time. But again, that's really a problem that's affecting top 50. And it is a problem, and I don't like it. And you guys know I don't like it, but we also know that this is a very minority experience here. Like, this is not representative of what most players are going through, so it's not getting attention. And I've come to accept it. This issue is getting closer. This bug is getting closer to being 2 years old. It should be potty trained. Getting potty trained soon. This bug. Yeah, that's fantastic. This change doesn't drive up revenue. It literally drives it down, says Fabi. I'm trying to imagine the intentions behind it. I have no inside knowledge, to be sure. Seems to be much more about the new young player that has bought the hyperdrive and every light side bundle and has no mods. Fair, Solo. Third Ferguson says, if the only investment is for relic levels, then your incentive to purchase mods, Omicrons, and Datacrons is diminished to the point that they will lose money from the overall. It just seems like the lazy way to go forward. You may be right. I missed a hydrate, Guilty? My bad. Let me get some more. Any chance of a GAC stream, Shake? Yeah, you know what, smartass? Fine.
Hey, man, look.
Smedge says, hey, Tass, I rarely catch your live streams. It's very rare that I stream in the morning like this as well, so makes sense, man, but glad you're here. I agree that the game has to get income, but what income has more potential is the real question. I'm sure that they're very sensitive to this, and this is why, with a lot of features, they just tell you, hey, this feature's coming out, and then the feature comes out. In this case, they're like, hey, we're testing this, and also, we're going to be working with content creators again, which we haven't done in years because content creators bungled it and couldn't manage, secrecy, couldn't manage trust. And this change is of such potential magnitude that we want to explicitly do this in a testing environment, and we want feedback from the biggest and best of you guys out there, right? and then all the feedback flowing through them, they've already made an iteration. There's more that are going to be coming. They're not treating this like the average change. So I think the less that we are negative and the more that we're thinking about the interests involved, that's going to be taking us in a more solution based direction. Hey, Sheepdog, good to see you. Vin Altavi says, exactly, Tass. I know of no one that really complained about that they want an incentive for investing heavily in this game, especially not whales and krakens. Yeah, I don't feel like I need protection, but I'm listening to the people that are of similar size to me that have their take on this, and they're saying something along the lines of, why should there be more people like me that spend money on this game if there's going to be the growth of teams that, let's say new marquee teams come out that are also able to counter especially older Galactic Legend kits. Not even newer, but maybe even older ones. What do you do with that? Why should I spend money on the game if I get to get trounced out by somebody who wailed out on light side bundles? Like, why go for GLs early? That's fair. It's fair. Is that not fair? All right. Yeah. Sheepdog. Am I in the test server? No, I am not part of that. I have, I'm not on bad terms or anything with CG. I have to assume it's just my accounts or, my channels are not large for what they're wanting to get audience-wise, eyeballs-wise on this. My guess. I've heard nothing. So, yeah, no. But I'm paying attention just as much as you guys are. All right, let's take a look at the board here against Kaptn. Let's have some focus. Kaptn has already made his attacks. I do believe he is jammed. We'll get into the details of that momentarily. Let me pull up the Prime Bot, and let's talk about bottom front. So, against Saw, Rolo, 65. Against Treya, Nyla, Savage, Scion, Talon. What was that? 64. Against Ray, Swolo, Xeris, GK, and Mom Mothma with the outgoing Xeris-Kron. We appreciate your service, Xeris-Kron. It's been real. That was a 61. Got a little bit of a nibble there. And then Pirate King with OG Hondo, Silvo, Brutus, and Vane with my Brutus-Kron. I don't have that Hondo-Kron until next time. But he dropped on that. Well, he didn't drop. He actually withdrew because that was the first attack he successfully posted, and I saw 53. That was his first successful attack, so it was a 43 plus 10 for being the first successful. So it would have been a 63 if that was a first successful attack. I'd be good to know. I really would. We'll find out together next week. All right, in the back here against Cere. Sorry, not Cere. Riva, Grand Inquisitor, 9th, 7th, and Marok with the 9th Kron. Did I write that? Inquisitors, he got 65 against the Sith Eternal team with, Malgus. I didn't feel like I'd need Malgus this round. Hopefully I'm not wrong about that. Or Malgus for that matter. He got a 65 on that as well, but he had to use big things. And this is a guy who's looking for his 66, 67. I'm seeing this guy out here, 3-manning Galactic Legend Ahsoka with his Queen team with support. He's not afraid of nothing. He's going to do it if you let him. We didn't let him, so he can have his 65 with his full team. And then against Lord Vader, haven't really been setting this. Dig this, though. He's pretty reliably setting BKM on defense. And he prefers to use JML and Leia against other things. So I think he probably ended up using Leia here. I think we managed to draw JML if I had to guess. And this was a 59, so things started to get grim, but he finished the fight. Top side is where we hit the wall. So he used what was necessary to get through everything else cleanly, more or less. He had no other drops except for Pirate King, so he came prepared. But a couple of these went sour on him. So first, he hasn't fought my Fugitive Omega team. I think he feels he's done, or at least he's going to see if I have a similar issue and maybe fight more. But otherwise, I think it's about cooked, because against Jedi Master Mace, 1 attempt and then withdrew, and 3 attempts in on Great Mothers, withdrawn. Against Slacker, he got a 65. So that was his JMK, I'm sure. Strong position to be in, guys. We'll see. Alright. Catch up with that for a sec. Scribe! Hey, man. Good to see you. For any testing to be valuable, it should encompass players across the entire spectrum of skill. Yeah, I think they've done a good job with the content creators they selected to capture people from all different sizes of account, therefore, reasonable distribution of skill in there. Good hope. Yeah, Sinfrio, kick his ass, C-Tas. Appreciate that. Akuma, hey, good to see you. New folks in the Discord. Cosley, Task, can you show new Datacron season table screen with better 3.6? I think you're asking for my, the little spreadsheet table that I make for my Datacron recommendations. I'm going to make that video here in the off week. I really have just been under a good deal of stress, and I've been needing to have time outside of the game to play other games, chill, to get space, and I've just not been making other videos for YouTube for some time. I want to get back on that. I appreciate you guys. I've been getting onesie twosie requests for, you gonna get back into this? Gonna do that? That's what I need from you guys, because I appreciate the little prods. It helps me to know that it's useful to you. It means a lot, so I appreciate that.
It does. Abroad, can I have my Drea team's money? Someday this century?
Yes. Yes.
Sometime.
Still. They are still waiting, those last couple characters. Hey, Aldous. Hey, what's going on, man? I should have been, you're saying I should have been in on the test. I represent the community well. I've appreciated you representing me. I would have been happy to be part of it. There's no bad relationship. I know it's not any type of personal reason. It's gotta be a business reason. And the only business reason I can think of is and I love you guys. Appreciate everybody that watches, everyone that follows, especially, the patrons, the supporters, all of this over the many years. Wouldn't change a thing. All that said, still a relatively small channel, even for Swugga. They want eyeballs on all this stuff. They want a massive feedback. So, it is what it is. Blue says, I just feel that the Relic Delta is kind of anathema to the ethos of the game. In a resource management game like this, knowing when you can stop investing in a team and still have them effective is key. I do understand that, yeah. It also really depends on the promised increase in relic materials, says Akuma. If they hand out Relic 7 like candy, it'll be fine. I think, again, yeah, keep that feedback constructive like that. That's a constructive thing to say. I really think that in the end, if it ends up leveling out where you don't feel too much difference using Relic 7s to fight Relic 9s, if that's something that they end up settling on, I don't think that's too much. I can understand why a lot of people would not be a fan of that, though. And I'm not married to that, but you understand why I'm thinking that's somewhere in between? Blue says, Fatal's testing even shows that Delta doesn't stop the problem teams punching up, such as Zori, Cere Malicos, Starkiller. Okay, yeah. And that's feedback that they need to know as well, because surely that's part of their intention is to limit the punch-up power of some of these things. So, yeah. Spamurai says, just know that you and Fatal are by far my favorite people to watch as someone who tries to be heavily competitive. Appreciate that, man. I mean, that's really an honor to be in company of Fatal. Fatal was, one of the guys who I rigorously was picking his brain back in the day when I was coming on up and learning mechanics, understanding stuff. Him, Dagger, a lot of the guys that you see me talk with that I've had as guests on the Plotting and Scheming podcasts, all people that I learned from. That's why I say it's my favorite thing when you guys tell me something that I'm making is really helpful for you. My favorite YouTube comments are always things like that. Because that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. We're all here for the love of the game. All right. Yes, you're here for the knowledge and the incredible gameplay rather than the glitz and glam. Yeah, you'll get better effects from Fatal than you will from me. And I tell you, I phone it in for that. All right. Well, did we already talk about his topside, or did I kind of just gloss it over? No, I don't think we did. All right, his topside is Lord Vader with the Dark Side clone, CX2 Kron, followed by Slacker Dre, Malgus, full Sith Empire with Sith Marauder. Looks like a set 23 health. Nope. All right, well, that's a reasonable amount of health. Some crit damage besides. Finn Zori with the Zori Kron. Okay. Bottom front is Reva, Great Mothers, Jedi Master Mace, and Rey. I'm expecting GLs in the back. This guy, I've heard that in the past he used to be much more of an efficiency player, setting relatively light. He seems to have toughened up his defenses in the last couple of seasons. So I have reason to expect serious stuff, weighty stuff in the back. We'll have a look at it. Ruth Vader Ginsburg says, do you have or have you heard of any gameplay-related justification for Relic Data? Funny, I have not. I'm struggling to understand how this improves the actual game experience for players. Yeah, they did explain in their original dev post the what of what this is, not the why. And they have explained the intent behind design changes many times. So, interesting omission. Yeah. I appreciate that, great port. Told you that on stream. I enjoy the technical aspect you bring, like a scalpel. I think a lot of us enjoy the game for the same reasons. It's really fun to get into the details of this. So I'm glad you guys appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, 42% crit avoidance on the Malgus Kron. Yeah, I don't think that's going to matter because I think I'm going to end up doing something like JML to it, so we'll be okay. We'll check it out, though, when it's time to fight that top wall. All right, let's line this up. So, what? How long have I been going? At least 30 minutes, right? Oh, God, like 45 minutes, and now we're just getting squared up for the first fight. So, that's what it is. All you YouTube comment haters who say Tass doesn't look at the chat. This is the price of my attention, is time. You see? You see how it is? Look what you have wrought. Right. I think I'm just kidding. The alternative would be to save this and use the Marok Kron that I have. Good damage and health on it. Yeah. Actual benefit or Malikos, right? Out of that 3 maybe? Look at the chat. It's all harder than Arnold at this point. All right, you see, that's the price. Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't actually read off what the prediction finalized out to. So yeah, 56% of you went 1 or less, 44% went 2 or more. Okay. All right. You guys think he's got something that's going to take a bite, do you? See. Larry from Swugga says, good luck with your round task. Appreciate that, man. Thank you kindly. Hans Olo, best of luck task. May the force be with you. Appreciate that. Yeah, more asthma streams with the baby. Oh, I love my girl. Yeah, she's a big girl. She's in first grade now, having those full days at school. She's a sweetie. All right. I want to be greedy and try this. Oh, Arnold streamed with the baby? I didn't see that. Okay. All right, we'll just run this one and see how it goes. Because, yeah. Wait a minute. How much health is this giving? That'll be the determinant. You know what? I have changed my mind. This is why reading is so powerful. I decided that that was going to be bad for my health. 78% health, by the way, as well. And some crit void. Good? Okay, we're good. Let's go. Gotta lose him next time, Samurai? Yeah, sorry about that, buddy. Alright. Relic 7s. Yeah, so this is what I mean. I'm fighting Relic 7s. Do I really need help? You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I've got it all. I've got the high relics. I've got well-tuned mods. The finest Datacron. But yeah, all that said, just in general, I don't feel like I need a lot of help. From the dev side. Oh, I missed a sub notification? Let me check Twitch side. I occasionally...
It's just mine.
Okay, well, appreciate you, man. Thank you. I'll check that here in a second, regardless. But, you know, I'll never forget. A couple months ago, I had somebody say that they were unsubscribing from my channel because I ignored their message in chat and I only respond to people who pay me money. And it's like, you must be thinking of somebody the fuck else, because you can't possibly think that's me. I honestly missed messages in chat, but to say that I ignore you because you're not throwing money at me, come on, be real. Be real. Come on. Nevertheless, I wished him well. All right, Beef Hot Pocket says, hey, Tass, your subs... Oh, yeah, duh. Read that. Saw that in a different view. Let's catch up. Alidus, yes, thank you for that Prime sub.
No problem, man.
Shake says, I pay and he still ignores me. It's
Shake, that's vice versa, I think, for you.
Scribe, hey man, acknowledge me, senpai. Super chat. It's very rare to get super chats over there on the YouTube side, and I appreciate the hell out of that, man. Thank you. How you doing? Really like your videos here on the Relic Delta thing. I appreciate that. I think anybody and everybody who's trying to have a constructive, not rage bait conversation around this deserves eyeballs. I think that's the right way. But thank you, man. Appreciate the super chat. All right. So good job. We're nearly an hour into the stream. First attack was successful. By their powers combined, a 64. Okay, Great Mothers. We're going to stick to the script, yeah? All Mandos. Now, this is something that I can't be thinking about next season against... Like, if I want to use the Cere team to fight Pirate King with the new Datacron, it's going to require Maul in the team. I hadn't tried it myself yet, and I won't be able to try it here because today's opponent doesn't have Pirate King unlocked yet. But if I'm going to be successful using Cere, apparently Maul is required. I guess you drop Starkiller? So it's like Cere, Malgus, Maul, Cal Crew. I know that they can all ignore Taunt on the first turn, but assuming that the tank is valuable for the turns thereafter. Maybe. I don't know. Correct me if you know better, because I'm definitely in information gathering mode. I have very little experience. You saw last round is the only experience, all right? Anyways. I'm going to miss some of these crons. That's the droid we're looking for. Johnny and Tass with a comment. Like button could use some love, YouTube people. Hey, appreciate that, Kim. Yeah, everybody give love over to Scribe too. I think most folks that watch this channel watch a lot of the other, good content creators like Fatal, Scribe, others that if I don't explicitly mention you, please don't take offense. But yeah,
Do take offense.
Are we safe to dismantle the turquoise Datacron set? Yes, set 22, yes, you are safe to do so. Mm-hmm. You are now in TB week. So after you were locked in for this last TW that wrapped up, you were good. You've been good for a few days now. Striker says, I have a question regarding the Relic Delta. The whole point for you to increase the Relic level or gear level up unto this point was to increase their base stats, which you then could amplify with mods. Why don't they just make the stat jumps between the levels bigger? Why do they put the multiplier on the offense and defense? Well, in a material sense, how would it manifest differently? Because I think a couple folks on the last bot on YouTube commented saying, like, why instead of penalizing the lower relics, why not just buff up the upper relics? And it's like, how much difference is different that it makes a difference to the people that are already having the Relic 9s, but isn't going to amount to an unduly punitive effect, exactly like what you're looking to avoid? I don't know. Candyman is RA, what a shame. Yeah, man, I mean, he's low on the list. I definitely, Dagger likes to laugh at me for this, because I have my own reasons for why I like to take my characters up to 9, and he frequently disagrees, but I am completely satisfied with the order that I've done things, and he'll get his day probably, I don't know, a couple years from now, I imagine. It doesn't seem like he's any type of urgent. All right, let's blow this up like last time and get back to the chat. You guys are really chatty today, so I wanna talk with you. We gotta do something out here. You. Hello there. Rapidity. No, you weren't supposed to live. This is bad. For banners, anyway. Okay. Haven't liked that in the past. I'm just gonna go all in on it. Last time, I split my focus and I did the first push on Great Mothers. I wasn't 100% satisfied with the experience. I need you to collapse. You can't be. This was, by the way, 100% right decision. And the twirly bird, if you will. Brappity brap. 64. These last couple matches versus Herbert have me feeling like, damn, it was a 64. But then I remember, it's like, no, that's not normal. Okay. All right. Flare Boot. If you do it earlier in the relic calculations, you reduce the value of flat mod stats and other multiplicative effects get wacky. So you're saying that the appropriate end, is your implication that the appropriate end for CG to approach this from in terms of adjusting stats is actually in terms of just only the relic 9s, in terms of looking at just an increase for them and leaving everything that's lower as is? Is that kind of what you're going for there? You blame the one banner on Candy not being R9. That's fair, Turd. Fair. All right, let's line up for Queen. PJ, if you're here, you'd be proud of me. I'm gonna go in with just the 4.
Ugh.
This is in the relation to why don't they make the relic gaps bigger? Right, you're following up on Striker's question. And you go on to say that, but the relic delta percentage being at the end of calculation also changes massive damage, etc., which a relic stat change would not do. The fact it doesn't do expose is a separate problem, though. Yeah, I mean, I think that CG is being unusually clear with us in the sense that they are taking great care with the future of this change, in that it's in a test environment, getting feedback through content creators, and showing you guys in a pretty fast fashion, I would say, especially for CG. Just, hey, this is what the next iteration is, and we're going to be testing this. And already, the same participants in the test program are saying, better, but still too much. It's okay, expect another round of numbers. They're going to keep coming at you with this. Believe in it. Grayport says, I worry about the percentage change being after the calculations, both in reduction and addition. Throws it off and screws the final outcomes. Yeah. I couldn't say for sure. I'm one of the people that I have a limited intuition for a calculation. I actually have to do the calculation, so I'll take your word on it. Ruth says, I wonder why Relic 10 isn't just the solution they're looking for. I don't want it for any reason, but I'm not sure why they aren't just doing that. You wouldn't have a full-on riot, and it would give people something to spend money on. Only if it makes a difference would it actually generate the kind of revenue. And if it does make a difference, if me buying Relic 10 means that your counter, your hard mechanical counter that you are using on, say, a mostly Relic 5 team, to punch up into a Relic 7, Relic 8, maybe sometimes Relic 9 teams. Because again, I don't think people with those type of rosters, with that type of roster disparity, meet up really often. But if you were able to competently beat a team that was some amount of Relic 9s with your Relic 5-ish team, and then suddenly me putting Relic 10s on the team just absolutely forbids it. Like, you just don't have the damage to actually close me out in the 5-minute period without timing out because the pools are so large. Well, again, that feels like another iteration of the thing that we're all trying to avoid. Hard forbidding you guys from doing this kind of thing is not something any of us want to see. We're all on the same side there. Greyport says, I think we need more evasion mastery so we can't hit anyone unless we invest in accuracy arrows for everyone. Finally Fatal will be vindicated on this point. I know he's a much bigger fan of them than I am, and he's not wrong. The math is good. I just don't like them. That's all I have to say. I think I still only have 2 decent ones on my whole roster. I'm gonna play the fight same as you. We'll catch back up with you guys after the fight. Really appreciate the chattiness today, though, guys. Good, you've already read. Like that. See, the high offense, this is something Herbert does as well. The high offense 13k plus on the Ray allows for that clean one-shot of a pretty tanky decoy. My decoy is no slouch. So, I appreciate that. Get the, it's not really the... This will hit you. No, it won't, because you're already DI'd, so that means regardless. Throw this over here. The only one I can hit, so fine, let's hit you then. Trigger the stagger. Let's do that. We'll cleanse this so I can access the Inspire on Ray. Then kill. Increase cooldowns on him regardless, right? Like with chilling. Artifact hit his thing. Ooh! Kind of horrifying. That is the risk of this, man. You have less targets to divide that true damage between, and it can get bad. 65 it is.
I mean, you could have had a 65 much easily if that's what you wanted.
Shut up! You're right. Would have been a 64, though. Had I brought the full team. Or whatever it's worth.
No, you would have equalized. And you would have been...
Alright, we're going to use Spectre here. Based on what I expect from his board, I don't think I'll need it anywhere else. I think I'm just going to go bulked out. I don't need a turn meter edge to fight this team. I want to keep that for Leia, probably. This is a fun one to use with this team. Good base of defense, really high offense. We'll be slapping folks. Alright, Phil in the chat says, as somebody who lives constantly in a state where my entire GAC bracket has at least 100 plus more overall relic levels than me 95% of the time, Relic Delta is going to hit me very hard. I really hope they recognize how detrimental this will be for accounts that prioritize strategy over using high relics to win battles. Doing 34% damage will murder me in most matches. They're listening. They're listening closely. Guys, channel all this passion positively into all of the content creators that are into this. Respond on their content, DM them. I know Scribe hit me up just to ask my opinion, and he included that in his video that is part of the overall feedback pool that CG is listening to and making changes on. So seriously, be involved. If you're worried about it, be involved. Appreciate you being involved here. Be involved in all of that stuff. Yeah, Yalmush is saying I've been working up accuracy arrows lately. JMK, Spirit, Crosshair. Crosshair I can absolutely see. Spirit I have come to accept. JMK I'm resisting with all my heart, soul, and mind. I don't wanna. Okay. Damn offensive Ahsoka. Yeah, man. I mean, offensive Ahsoka with Exile Ezra feels wildly decadent. But this guy was gonna 67 it, I swear. So it's like, not today, Satan. Alright, let's see if I remember how any of this is done. Now, I think Stryker was here last time and he reminded me that when I go to use Reunite, don't do it with I don't want Foresight. So don't do this to himself, do it to literally anyone else. So I guess I should probably do it to Padawan Sabine. That's my guess. Well, she's isolated, but she'll be buffed up. Okay. We can either buff up now or just try and beat down Jocasta. Operation Beat Down Jocasta is a go. I don't think we can buff you or call you. This is the Fracture. Fracture would not be. This is the big hit. This is the mass assist. Get buffs off this. I don't want to use this now then. Padawan Sabine is buff immune. Stage 2. Tell me on the JMK accuracy arrow flare boot. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Tell me why it's indispensable. I've been wrong before, and I've definitely changed my mind. I have no idea what this does.
That's tough. It did.
I don't need to do this then. Okay. You are almost free. I want you to be ready to just slap the shit out of people. Get moving. Really want Depagon. He's the greatest danger. You, I guess? Rep. 2.5 minutes. This is actually taking too long. Some jaw jacking. Maybe it is not the right move. Okay, you know what? I feel a lot more secure in my decision. Let's go ahead and just put it on auto. And just talk with you guys. Alright. He has no accuracy. Yeah, so what? Like, I know his middle occasionally misses. That's the thing that you're worried about missing, right? It's not as basic for the most part. There's some chance to miss on his middle, I guess. I think that's the entire case for the accuracy error on JMK, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't use Reunite with Ezra, to be honest. He can drop Isolate on his own just by using one of his specials in Grand Arena. It's better to use a special with him and then use Reunite with Padawan Sabine or Huyang. Good to know. Thanks for sharing, Vertigo. Lets you get more people out of exile faster. Dig that. Thanks, man. All right, well, 65. Can't say we're surprised, right? What we didn't feed him was a free 67, and I'll take that.
What was a 67 to get with?
Just Queen Trio versus Ahsoka Ezra.
Nice.
Yeah. He's smooth with it, so not today. All right, we're through the front, and gosh golly gee willikers. In the back, GLs. And a BKM. That's on defense. Like, book, I have read you. Okay. Get on my spreadsheet. I'll mute my mic so you don't hear the clickety clack. Okay, we got those penned in. What did I say for these? Yeah, Gungans for Jabba, right? Gonna miss this, Kron. Asher, good morning, sir. Good morning to you. Good to have you. We'll figure. What was it? What was it that I wrote in for? Oh yeah, if it's that same cron. Yeah, man, it's not even a 25% turn meter, so I think I'm gonna do Veers Troopers, right? Activate all Dark Troopers. Yeah.
Yes. Join the proper team side. Nice. Finally more Imperial Troopers. Fine.
I think at your recommendation we did that not too long ago, actually, so don't act like it's the first time.
Yeah, but you know, it's not the 1500th time, is what I'm saying.
That's fair.
Which it should be.
Alright, we're all penned in.
People making silly mistakes should be punished.
That's fair. That's fair if I ever heard it. Okay, so we've got what? BKM, I guess, with high defense for Lord Vader. Slacker. Got JMK, JML for Malgus, and then, I don't know, whatever my fancy is, I guess. Is there a reason why Jabba would not do well against Finn's Hori? Because I have Jabba. So, the smoke him if you got him situation. I think that's probably... I have Afra. I mean, I could just use... Not using a Galactic Legend feels whack, though. All right. Well, anyways, guys, while we were streaming here, Mrs. T just got home. I want to say hi to her for a couple minutes. We'll take a quick break. I'll fill up my coffee, and yeah, we'll press on. Thank you all for tuning in. Good chatting with you all, especially about this Relic Delta thing. We'll keep on moving when I come right back. All right. We're coming back.
Also, it's gonna decide to go because of his death, so he says bye.
No worries. Level 6 TM block Jabba. Interesting question, Yamash. We'll take a look at that. I didn't actually look at the level 6 on that run, so fair point. Alright. Phil says, I don't see why we should reward the large accounts who aren't engaging in the game mode while punishing the accounts able to punch up currently in the lower Kyber divisions. It doesn't seem fair or right, and will likely push a lot of people to leave the game, stop trying to play Grand Arena. Yeah. Big accounts getting the Kyber with less than 0 skill for free isn't fair, says Attack Titan. I mean, as presently shown, I can say that criticism. I can see that. Who am I dressing for as Halloween? A couple of years, yeah, basically. It's more right than you know. A couple of years ago, my sister asked if I would get a costume to go to the Ren Fair with, her husband, some friends, and yeah, I got myself a monk thing, right? Brown robes, cincture, rope, little cross to go with it, hooded thing, almost looks like a Jedi robe. So yeah, I'll transform from t-shirt and shorts into a brown robe and then just go around being like a publicly bald dude. I'm a shoe-in for
better than something bald.
Yeah, shoe-in for monk cosplay.
Yeah, it doesn't even need any effort.
Brother Tass, that's right. Kim says, question, what if the squad is mixed relic levels, like 1 at relic 5, 2 at relic 6, 2 at relic 7, against a relic 8 squad? How would that work? I'm pretty sure the damage calculations, as I understand it, the damage amplification reduction calculations are done on a character to character, lineup basis for the interaction of abilities, right? I'm doing an ability with this character to this character. Now the comparison is made between them and the calculation done on a per character basis. Yeah. Padre Tass. Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. I went to Catholic school my whole life before university. And I remember in high school, freshman year, we had, I can't even remember his real name now. But, he was a priest. And he went by Padre. He was of his Hispanic origin. He just went by Padre. And that's the last time I thought about a guy that I actually just called Padre. Wow. Taking me back. Friar Tuck? Nah, see, that's why I decided to cut the hair. Guys, I need to shave my head again, but if you look not too terribly closely, you can see what used to be the hairline. You can see that's all the way back there, man. We're talking, if I had my hair grow out, I'd have this bush around the side of my head and then just this big solar panel right here. So I would be legitimately like Caesaring it, Friar Tucking it. You can take your pick, but that's why I started shaving my head before my daughter was born. She's never known me with completely jacked-looking hair.
You never had hair to begin with. Don't lie.
The real ones know. The picture of me when I was 18, I had a luscious head of hair. Luscious. And yeah, it ran away from me. It left me. Ruth says, what's really interesting about Relic Delta is that people's concerns about it seem to be similar regardless of your GAC rank. I'm consistently top 200, and I'm just as worried about this as somebody in lower Kyber and apparently Carbonite. Striker, Friar Tuck. No, it's just that small. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha, Striker. Ha 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 ha. There. Have I paid
sure
due
you said.
attention to your clever, humorous stylings? We paid the troll toll.
That's not being salty.
All right, I did say this was going to be BKM.
This is your dear punishment for, taking 5 hours to do like one fight.
I hear what you're saying, but can I
Accept it.
offer a counterpoint? Your mother.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Can't take the heat.
I agree with Striker, by the way. Also, it is in fact attractive.
Sorry?
No, TAS is officially renamed to Drag Queen.
No.
Permanently.
No.
Yes.
Suddenly having mild regret. Guess we'll have to rely on this to carry us. It's got to be Big Booma. I generally do not like to run with the Kron under 200%, so I should have used this Kron with the Ahsoka team and then had that 200% base with the offense on top of it for BKM here. So that was a miss. Wolfman, how goes it, TAS? Yeah, so far so smooth. We're in a really strong position here. It's the rare situation where I'm fighting somebody with less resources straight up. What is it that we should do? Well, dispelling you right
Yes,
now
you're
feels
very
like the right
experienced
decision.
in the fighting lure people. You
But-
face Erodiums regularly.
Yeah. True. I have no defense.
I don't know why you're acting surprised that you're facing someone.
Fair. Fair. I deserve that. Alright, let's roll this one. Crap. Crap. You're supposed to be dead. Alright, good. You're dead. Over to you then. Because...
See it.
Blow him. Yes. Then we cut through. What's his name? Yeah, we just limited his mastery gains. That's nice. We can't gain our shield right now because of buff immunity, so let's roll this. This spell won't really help, but the days will. We can go with a dispel here. Yes. Yes. We agree. Yes. Yep. Think with that. Got to remind now that we just pulled him ahead. That's fine. We'll use the armor shred. We can now benefit from buffs. No. Crap. Enough out of you. Yeah, right. That doesn't work. Gotta go after this one now. Okay. Fine. Yes, this is okay by me. We might want to save this, but we'd be saving it for a long time. I don't think we profit. We're at a point where do all of our ancestral resolve true damage. We're actually back in phase. Yeah, we're back in phase. No. Look at that. Look at that. How's about that? Rapidity, right? I'll take it. All right. Yeah, Maps in the chat says, to me it feels like a punishment CG is inflicting on people for not having everyone Relic 9 and or paying them. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid on this one. I'll be quitting soon after this comes out. I mean, I would say reserve judgment until you get to the final product, at least, right? I think they've been nothing but forthright that this is a test program. They're being clear that they're serious about putting out the next iteration and finding a better balance. I think, the best course of action is to understand that. Think about how negative the community was about Datacrons, and I was part of that. I was not supportive of them initially, and I was initially vindicated. The first couple sets were busted. They were agonizing to play through, and they did exactly what I feared they would. They really narrowed the options to GL counters, meaning that it felt very cookie cutter, what the immediate future felt like. And then you could also have like 3 sets of Datacrons active concurrently. That were, you would be reasonable to have. Like, you can still do that, but you'd have to whale, and most people don't go for that. But it was mostly accessible, so it meant it was a lot of work. It was a lot of maintenance to do, and they heard us, and they cut that down. Datacrons have been largely reasonable. I'm pretty much cool with them. There have been the more powerful or weaker sets, some more irritating abilities than others, but absolutely nothing as ball breaking, frankly, is the first couple of sets. And I would just say that despite all of our criticism at the time, A, they did it anyway. And B, they were listening and they dialed it in. They did dial it in. With other changes they've made over the last couple of years, they've earned my trust to dial this one in. So certainly reserving my final opinion until we get there. But as implemented right now on the test server, it's still not right, and I think they know that. It's cool. Vin Altavi says, now that I think of it, having seen you sleeping drunk on the last stream, that Brother Task costume seems even better fitting. It's funny. I mean, if I'm streaming for any reason on Halloween, or whatever thereabouts, I might throw on the robe and do that. But yeah, man, that was a fun stream the other night. I knew I was I wanted to keep the conversation going, but yeah, man, you guys saw I was on my way out. I was a goner. Striker just won my GAC by 29 banners when I thought I'd lost it from pissing about. Yay, good job, man. Striker just redeemed a roster review. Okay. See if this just comes right up. Striker swugga.gg. Is this our man?
Not him.
Probably not.
Look
him.
up Maul here. His name is Mini Striker.
Mini Striker. There it is. Yeah. There it is. All right. So, I guess we'll start from the profile page. Why is all right. A bigger boy here in Maul Rhodium. Yep. Glad you're enjoying it there, man. Good bunch of guys. All right. So 14.4 million galactic power. Rank 26, Kyber 1, my man. This is the Task House, the patron difference. He's just lurking in voice chat with me. The sheer force of the osmosis has just carried him to dizzying heights. Is that how you would say?
Not really.
Striker?
I mean, there are people like me in Joris Patreons. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yes, but you say stuff like today, like, yeah, I didn't play at all the first couple rounds. I'm like, Anyway, let's before I get back into the chat, guys, I want to give Striker his due and keep on reviewing this. So, is there first of all, I can give it a general overview, but if you have specific questions, Striker, you're entitled to ask. There's something you want me to look at in particular. You're going to have a suitable account. Like, I'm not really going to find anything glaring here, am I? Because you wouldn't be in a Rhodium if you were lacking. I assume that you're working towards, like, you've got Ahsoka, Ton of Fulcrum at 9 for requirement. I assume that you're looking at doing things like Drogon Relic 9 to better capitalize on the Omicron in the end game. Paz Vizsla is a nice Relic 9. I don't know how necessary. At this stage of the game, and especially you being in the top 50, any of these characters that you have a reasonable expectation of using in Grand Arena, I did this a couple years ago. I made sure that they had a floor of Relic 8. This might take you some time, but it's a reasonable goal. Prioritize it as you like. But this one is actually a pretty high priority for Fleet, isn't it? Bam? Bam's the Razor Crest pilot, right? So I would put that on a hot ticket. A lot of these are fine right where they are. I would strongly recommend a Relic 9 on Morgan Elsbeth. Tough to go wrong there. And let's see if you wanted. Which pirate should I invest in, Ass Striker? Where should I put the relics? Okay, let's sort out your pirates quick. Hey, we just got a raid in from the Berm. Welcome. And I'm assuming you're coming from your own Grand Arena stream? If so, how did it go? Thank you to you and to all the raiders coming on over. Welcome, welcome. We're doing a roster review. Somebody just did a channel point redemption. He is one of my patrons, but they're unrelated facts. All right. So let's see. As far as investments, so you've already got everybody, at least Relic 7. Let's sort out by speed, I guess, as a first point. Until Maz Kanata's unlocked, I'm not going to be thinking too much about the pirates that are going to be full timing it under her. So, for all intents and purposes, I'm going to say your 5-man core is Pirate King, Brutus, Silvo, and Vane. And we can have an intelligent discussion on who the last one is. The original Hondo Onaka, SM33. Hey, appreciate the follows from the Berm, from Caesar, IIP. But yeah, the Berm says, yes, sir, I won on my main, lost on my alt. All fair. Not sure why I'm not following, but now I am. Appreciate you. Thank you kindly. Really do. Welcome, welcome. And yes, thank you. Thank you, Caesar, for the follow and the YouTube sub. Appreciate that. Best way to grow the channel. Thank you, guys. So Silvo and Brutus to R8. Yeah, Brutus before Silvo, I would say. I think if you've got like strong protection. Is that how I really feel? Silvo's more important than Brutus, but I feel like Silvo, you can help out a lot with stats just from mods, and I would put the 8 first on Brutus if it's a real decision. But yes, those two would be a hot ticket for the sake of Pirate King. And then what I was saying a minute ago about that Relic 8 floor for anybody that's going to be on the main team. So you're going to have what? Maz, Ithano, Hicks, SM33, and Wiggled. That's probably your default. And you can choose, I guess, to rotate somebody out to have OG Hondo if you didn't want him in with Pirate King, something like that. Man, see, Guilty, I appreciate you keeping me honest. I do my best to follow everything in the chat. Sometimes I miss it. I don't know why. Maybe I'm not seeing... I don't think I'm seeing your redemptions in this unified chat log that I have. I think I actually have to look over at Twitch and see. Not bad, though. Not bad. Yeah, see, yeah, no, I just missed it because it was right after Striker's roster review. That's my bad. Got you, though. Coffee is becoming lukewarm. Mrs. T is in the process of making more. It will soon be good. All right, other questions that you got while looking over the rest of this? So yeah, Morgan. So BKM, for the sake of fleet, I think is probably the highest priority for the next like Relic 9 for you. Relic 9 on Morgan Elsbeth is strong for, you know, all the reasons. Marok. Yeah, I mean, everything I was saying earlier about raising things to Relic 8 that are going to be a regular part of your Grand Arena inventory. I think Balin and friends, like this round, you see I have my Marok in with Inquisitor, so my Balin team is crippled. Probably not going to use it at all. So if you're not necessarily using Balin himself, you're probably always using members of his team. So. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is just stuff that you'll work up over time. Okay. Yeah, Striker, you've pretty much raised everything up to the minimum service level of Relic 7. Yeah. Yeah, it's a journey to take it all up to 8. I remember, so fair enough. Curious about your mods. See how you're doing. Filters. Let's look at it purely in terms of your 6 dots. And, sort by... But first of all, how many mods are we talking? Isn't there a count somewhere? Only the first 750? Damn, you boys got them. Okay. Well, let's see what some of your finest are. Yeah, you're doing these days. Like it. Yeah. I like the tenacity setup on Silvo. I see you and I both read our Shakti. Good. Too well. Nice counts of 27s, man. Better than mine. Gotta be better than mine. Yeah, you got him. Yeah, you're probably not buying all of the packs that I do for the mod slicing. I can see the ones that you're choosing on that still have growth and are still reasonable to roll on. You have a lot of them that are like that. So I'm assuming that you're actually just conservative about the resources applied. Sure. Okay. Yeah, you don't buy mod packs. Yeah, there you go. Well, feel free to ask me any other questions, Striker, but I think we've given you a fair shake on this. Open to hearing it, though. All right. Yeah. I think somebody asked... Oh, that's a question on Discord I'll have to answer later. Never mind. Ruth asks here, for a Maul team on the new set, have you done the math, or just answer on vibes, if it's better to have the wordy Ufu or bulk for the new set? So for the Maul team, like you're saying, doing Maul Mandos? I first of all, I haven't really looked at it. We can take a look. I've been neglectful of Grand Arena though for a couple minutes, so we should probably get back to that here in a minute. You know what? We do have an ad set coming our way in a minute, so I guess we can talk. But yeah, on the new set, talking unaligned force user. So for Maul Mandos, I've heard Ufu. Well, so that's like for Cere more than Maul Mandos, right? Dispel critically hits an enemy. This is really nice for Cere. Dark side or light side Ufu uses special against an enemy with at least 3 debuffs, which you can pretty easily have. Reduce the enemy's max health by 5%. I don't know how necessary that is for a lot of the counters where you're using Cere. My guess is if you want to do stuff like Cere versus Lord Vader, which is occasionally available, maybe Cere versus Pirate King here in 3 vs 3. I don't know how possible that might be, but I would guess that this would be helpful for that. Max health reduction. Ability block is probably not it. Damage immunity and health steal is probably not it. Whenever enemies are damaged at the start of their turn, whenever enemy part of Ufu allies. that implies damage over time, if they're suffering from damage over time, burning something of the kind. I don't think that's it. Whenever unaligned force user allies critically hit an enemy during their turn, that ally gains 10% offense stacking for 2 turns. That's pretty hot. For Cere with Malgus, stuff like that, that's stacking for 2 turns. So as long as you're critting on every turn, that's indefinitely stacking. You know, the effect will continue to pile up. Yeah, you're welcome, Striker. Glad that was helpful to you. A lot of spam calls. Okay. It's nice when I have the time like this to have a longer, like, chat stream, guys. I'm usually between 2 and 3 hours just being reasonably focused, so this one's going to be a longer one, but we're all having fun. Maybe not Shake. Shake likes to whine about it. So.
Yes.
All right.
I like my streams, to end fast.
Flare says, during their turn means Malgus assists won't get him ramping, and he's already ramping everyone anyways. Yeah, you may as well take the TM gain. Yeah, I think it's between the first one, the long text, and the straight up stacking offense. My guess is that the long text is going to be generally better. That's how it typically is. I think that's a pretty safe bet. Hey, thanks, Wilco. I have 6 more hours, Tess. See, guys, we can just keep this one rolling. All right.
I would prefer to end it like half an hour.
I bet you would. All right. After all this time, the song remains the same. JMK with the Hodocron. While set 22, this outgoing blue set, was farmable, I was never able to get a light side level 3 bulk with like 400+% defense on it. If I could have been like the cool kids, like Baby Yoda, like Herbert, that have crons that, that meet those specs and allow them to use such a cron with JMK against Slacker here, allowing them to use the Hodocron with JML to take out Lord Vader for 65, do underman stuff for 67. It's something. Yeah, more words equals more good, proven right once again. I mean, I think there's a reasonable discussion to be had about the offense stacking, but yeah, I mean, does a lot, the other one. Is the level 6 worth giving up bulk? What does that mean? Ufu is light side, bulk is dark side? Maybe not for defense. Maybe use such a cron for offense. For defense, maybe you do want to go light side bulk. Then you're just relying on the stats and the bulk level 3, because you don't have a synergy then, a factional synergy, right? So maybe for defense. But I feel like the last time we had the Ufu cron, because we had a dark side Ufu cron, right? That we were all running on Rey, because it was incredible. And it was, I think, this kind of setup with the stacking health and some turn meter interaction. So don't be afraid to mismatch light side, dark side if that ends up being the better option. And I suspect it will be. The last time we had that 6, it was busted. Everybody had it. All right. One more time. One last ride. Okay. I mean, we have to do. I mean, ability block's okay too. I was just trying to avoid him purging off the front. But then bad things happen. I know a lot of. I know other players are generally being successful, building up to the second ult charge. I'm not so convinced. We're close to it, though, so I'm tempted. But I've been bitten before, and I'm not interested. See that we are potentially on time. Yeah, I think we're on time. It feels like the right decision, guys. Again, all of you who are being who have been successful during the lifetime of this Cron, doing it the other way, good on you. Nothing against you.
I always done full ult because I never really got bothered to do modding. So my 5 is still out of sync, I think, to this day.
Fair. Yeah, that was something I did early. I play tested out to find what kind of speed I needed to have on 5s to ensure that his first turn
I was there for the
passed.
testing part.
Sorry?
I was there for the testing and listened and helped, but doing it myself is not happening.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was worth it, though. I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, 100%. But it's, I've still gotten like max banners most days with doing full ult, so haven't really bothered to do once.
Yeah, dude.
It is a bit more, I would assume it's a bit more dangerous if you are facing better modded, trades. But also I don't fucking play GSC, so...
Yeah, I mean, I've just never been trying to get caught out on that again, so I
Yeah,
made sure
100%.
I made sure I did that remod early on 5s, and I think 5s is going to stay in this spec for the foreseeable future. That's cool.
It is very nice.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Thanks. All right, Depressed Wampa says, question task, would you build an Ufu team before Pirate King Hondo Onaka? I mean, in general, Galactic Legends, this one's tied to a resource event, so just like Jabba, he becomes priority for that alone. Granted, Jabba's event comes around much more regularly than an era battle will in the long term, but there's never a wrong time to capitalize on free droid brains, I say. So, difficult to say. In general, when I get this kind of question, the answer ends up being, for me, which one are you closer to? My guess is, as Pirate King's a newer team with a whole bunch of marquees yet that I still think are not yet free-to-play farmable, my guess is you're closer to Ufu, but maybe you're just starting on them. Maybe you just wrapped up another faction. If it makes sense to you to start farming after the first couple of actual, free-to-play farmable characters and get after it, I think you'll be well rewarded for going after Pirate King for, because of aforementioned era battle. And then just, raid, I guess, if you weren't otherwise already maxing out the raid, would be useful. And then you have a Galactic Legend besides, that a whole bunch of Galactic Legends are already struggling with this Cron. Yes, maybe the team is unimpressive without this specific Cron, but guess what? When this specific new Cron expires, there'll be another Cron. Maybe that's going to still make it kick. I would be willing to bet it would. Our Hero says, I'm thinking I'll get the signal data cash pack for $14.99 crystals. Can never have enough signal data. Any of you guys gonna get it? I mean, I just farm my 3 100 crystal refreshes, and because I'm generally on top of character releases, I'm able to bank it, so I'm comfortably over 1,000 of every data material type. So
Shut up, Will.
yeah, I mean, I'm telling you what it is. Telling you what it is. Your Hondo got another 3 holds this Grand Arena, says Link. Nice. Good job, man. We'll see you soon. Come fight me. Come fight me, buddy. All right. So that one's out of the way. Malgus, AML, Inzori will be whatever. What was it? This one was going to be Gungans. Yeah. Again, one last ride. Cue up that song when after what's his name from Fast and the Furious died. Drop that one in the jukebox. All right. Nice. Good job. Good job. You guys got lucky pulls. I like to hear that. All right. This one is 13. I think that's the... It is. This has been such a fun Datacron. I will miss this one. I don't think I've done this fight before, so we'll just wing it. Assume the same rules apply. Get frustrated out there. Spell it immediately. Hey, don't do that now, damn it. This? I think his...
It auto does. It's much easier.
Is it an auto fight? Real?
Yes, it is. It auto.
I am afraid. I lack the courage.
No, I am. This time I'm generally being straight on the hit auto. Yes, you can't do this.
Okay, you know what? I'll do it because you said. And if it's wrong, it's on Shake. See that I have no hands on the game.
Yeah, if it loses, I will leave the watch channel real fast so you can't blame me.
I mean, the thing is, I'll just flame you when you're not here. The same.
Yes, but I won't be here to see it. So
That's fair. That's fair. You mark Bausch with Tarpals and then hit auto. What do you say to that? You don't even do that shit.
Man, that sounds like fucking too much effort.
Good. That's science for you folks.
Yeah, I am of the belief that the least amount of effort I need to do to win this game is too much.
Let's see. I mean, so far so good.
I seem to be right on the fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going well for him. I'll say that. Where's the who let him cook button? I want to say there is a soundboard out there. Why are we listening to Shake? Have you seen his rank? Those who actually listen to
who the fuck
Shake's...
said that?
Yeah, that's
Hold on.
Striker. For
Who's
those who
that?
listen to Shake's squad advice, ground fights, you get what you deserve. Rusty.
Look, I never said I'm great at ground.
Rusty Garden Chair says, FYI, this would not work reliably on auto when you don't have all the Omicrons, just to save some people some frustration if they were to attempt this. Very fair. You'll never see me say anything other than this is an endgame account. I do have all the bells and whistles on these teams for Grand Arena, so yes, if you don't have what I'm using,
I already know.
it can't be as reliable. Fair enough. Thank you, Rusty. All right, so that's another 65 in the bucket.
So congrats, you finally managed to hit auto sometime. I'm very happy.
Wow, I'm delighted. The opportunity that I've always wanted has finally appeared.
Ah yes, finally. Now I get to the most important battle of the spells.
A moment like this.
Now, by the way, just do check speeds. I would assume you're faster because you're actually better modded. But, do check speeds.
Sure, I will. I'm trying to think. It would be Dark Side set 22 that I want. Probably offense. I don't have armor penetration on. And I'd want it with the stacking offense. So this one. This is the droid we're looking for. All right, as far as speeds go, and of course they won't let me easily, but there's no way. I mean, there's no way, right? Like the fastest
No,
one.
specifically IG.
This one,
this
yeah,
is one
334. Yeah, there's so plus 30,
right.
364. No, we're fine. We're good.
Yeah, you're good.
There's absolutely no way the rest of these could possibly contest Moff Gideon plus 20.
Yeah, no. None of them, the rest of them matter. It's IG being too fast sometimes.
340 plus 30, so armor is out there. How fast are you? Do I still have you at 371? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But that's
I
only
mean, even if you had him at like
370
350.
That's 371 plus 20, though, which is less than 370 plus 30, right? So
Yeah,
it'll
see?
have to be. I don't know. I have concerns. We'll still try it, though.
See, this is why.
I think we'll still try it.
I was right in the D-Check speeds.
I don't know that it's Doom that.
The issue is she opens with the mass assist, if I recall correctly. So that's annoying.
So does that mean that I need to drop somebody to bring range?
Now, I don't know if
Or
that
not
mass
range,
assist
short.
goes all Mandos, or is it just the ones with Beskar on them?
No, the mass assist would call everybody. Yeah.
Okay, good. Good, so that we won't be dealing with somebody.
Was that 340? Oh yeah. You know what? You're cool. I was misremembering the number. I thought she was 370 before the bonus. So thank you for correcting me there, Rusty. Yes. So
You suck.
we are faster. We can do it. Hey, you didn't catch it either, so you can kiss my ass.
No, thank you.
Yeah. You're gonna full auto my full board link. Come do this. Let's have it. You do this on full auto as well, Calvin? I can't bring this. I can't bring myself. All right, let's have some fun. Presumably, the reset is the move here, because otherwise there's a risk. So we'll do this. We've analyzed the attack, sir. There is a danger. All right. You would assume it would be BKM herself that needs to get it first. I mean, there's any number of right answers to this, but that's the way I'm going. You just have to turn meter loop, and then it's never really a question. Yes, this one. That is the question. Oh, interesting. Didn't attack. Alright. And actually, I should probably just be going after armor, because I need to kill people, one person twice. Might as well. You're supposed to be dead, actually. Not surviving. Right, the protection of. Potentially to resist this. We'll have to see. Okay. We're still maxed out on turn meter, so I don't want to use the third. Rap. That is the droid we're looking for. Alright, finish the job. Onto you. If we do this, you'll stack more Ancestral Resolve, but you'll also potentially be dazed. Take it. Where are my assists? Feel cheated. How about the state of it? We'll get some value for a few characters. This isn't the worst idea to push turn meter here. Don't need the dispel more than I need the assist call, I feel. Folks need to go away. Like, need to go away. You're supposed to be getting assists, damn it. You have a job to do. Die. Die? Die? Okay. Say, we're not really getting the magic in terms of assists here, boys. Rap. Nope. Today. Yes. More. Good use of that armor shred over there on pause. Now go for the close. Some product to get through, yeah? Fun fight. Don't set this without turn meter. Some other mechanic.
Hey, on the plus side, you won't ever make that six mistake again.
Troopers, my beloved.
Yes.
I see another
Who's
couple
that?
comments in the chat. I'll answer in just a minute. Let me finish this.
Wherever
Oh,
you
shit.
are, that's
Here we
that
go.
shit.
Here we
You're
go.
fine.
Here we go. Brrrah. And 65 still, because of how ridiculous the Dark Trooper is. All right. Rusty asked, do you ever use Dark Trooper's first special for the crits? No, I pretty much only use that in the case of I've gone below 3 stacks of Dark Trooper. Because if you go below 4, you can never get back to 4, but you can get back to 3. And it's not often these days that I'm using this character, but in the situations where he ends up taking some amount of focus and we lose a couple stacks, I really want that 3rd stack back to close out the fight. Outside of that, the only other time I would use it is if I needed the AoE part of the damage to chip off a priority target that's just become inaccessible to me. Behind a taunt, behind stealth, something, I'll use him for that. Otherwise, I'm trying to keep it on basics because the basics are where the majority of the damage is at. And then I'll use 3rd, as you saw, judiciously when I'm actually going to get serious value out of that turn meter pump. All right. Yeah, man. In troopers. Okay. All right, 65 it was. Good one. Leia? This one specifically reserved. And one last ride. How much defense are we talking? Decent amount. So it's maybe not likely that I just kill Exile Ezra all in one go here, but I just heard something. Hey, thank you for the follow, Cronus. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. All right. The question is, do we go for the one-shot on Ezra, or do we just try to blow up Padawan Sabine with the Drogon basic and then just, pursue the rest of the fight? That's the real call. What do you guys think?
Don't be a pussy and do it right. Hit the guy.
Go after Exile. Okay, I hear you. I hear that. I just mean that when he can crit, those assists will hit a lot harder for 2. So like an investment, I guess, using a turn to deal less damage to then deal more turns. Yeah, I hear that, but you see the snowball effect isn't relying on him doing the most damage on any single turn. It's that he takes his role in the team as an engine. And him being an engine for me is using the 3rd. And then outside of that, every turn of his needs to be as close to killing somebody as possible, because that's how he's going to generate turn meter for the team outside of his 3rd, right? So you saw me there not really use the middle at all, I think. Maybe I used it later towards the end, but I'm keeping it as a safety valve to make sure that if for any reason something doesn't go smoothly in the fight, I can recover up to a reasonably high damage state on Dark Trooper and hopefully finish the job. I see where you're coming from. And like I said, I gave you a case where I would use it just for its damage. But outside of that, yeah, I'm pretty conservative with that ability. All right, here we go. We'll go after Ezra for you guys. Kill him. Just heard. Fair enough. Yeah. Logs. The real Ren and Stimpy fans in the chat will know the log song. All right, so here's the thing. Oh no, he's not going to do that first. He pass for thing. This here. Take lumps. Operation Take Lumps. He's engaged. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We did it all. I never regretted doing this fight this way. There's always that conflict about. See, here's the issue. You see, it's all buffed up. So, reasonable move to do 3rd, I think.
Basic.
He's literally gonna revive if I do kill him. It's not profitable to do.
There's somebody else there, I guess.
They all have it. That's why I'm going to try and wait. I'm going to wait for it to pass and then go for the Brap. That's the idea. Second to Drogon and basic Ezra, that's the way to instantly Brap him, yeah, but you can lose that fight that way. I've lost that way, so that's why I was skittish about it. But here you're coming from, man. See, look at all this shit that I'm not dealing with. You dig? They could just do this to her all day. I'm exposed to all this if I do that pass. And I've lost. Oh, the pain.
This is why you just do rip runners, so you don't stuck. You know? You shouldn't have put them on defense where they can get holes.
Alright, here we go. Oh, see? I blame Shake.
Yeah, well, his basic only hits when it's the first time.
Is that only for his first turn, or is that... I thought it was for the first time he used basic.
Yeah, but he already used his basic. When he does his...
Oh, that's how they want to count it like that? That's whack.
Yeah.
Regardless. We're going to be okay in the end, I feel. Why? Maybe? Not quite. Can't call any type of assist. Done? Yes. Finish him. Yes. Alright, and then auto. Into the sun. So, yeah, you know, for all of the hemming and hawing there, how much it mattered, right? You just have to... Don't panic in this fight. When these crowns rotate out, you'll still be doing Leia versus Ahsoka, because we were doing it before so. There's two paths to go. The one where you pass that turn meter from Jin over to Drogon, and then you just blow up Exile Ezra outright. Or you pass it over to R2, use that to put smokescreen targeting Jin, so Jin is exposed and able to soak up all the bad stuff that comes out immediately after. So you tell me. But anyway, fine fight. And you know, if you're managing it yourself and not running it on auto like me, easy enough to get a 65 right there in the end, I'm sure. Through the back, through the woods. Okay. Jedi it is.
Hello, Dagger.
What's up?
Hello, Dagger.
Oh, Dagger joined us? How's it going, Dagger?
Just figured I'd hop in to see what you were doing.
Yep. I'm doing it.
He's sucking.
Oh. You're not proud of me, Dad? Even after I succeeded doing what you wanted me to do? You're still not proud of me, Dad?
Look, just because he asked you to call him Daddy doesn't mean you have to.
Well, there's enough of that now.
I would really prefer if he doesn't call me.
Yeah. You hear him? He's like, I prefer if he doesn't call me. It's like, don't call me anything. If you could call me anything, it would be not at all.
Yeah. Wow, it really does sound like your dad, Tass. Damn.
That's awful, and I don't like you for it. We'll do it like that.
No, I just got out of a meeting where I found out I'm keeping my job.
Hey, my man. Gainful employment. Yeah. It's all the rage.
Yeah, they went through a round of layoffs, and I made the cut, so...
Hey.
But my workload
increased,
you know, c'est la vie.
That's where since you weren't cut off, you must work for everybody else.
Yeah.
I prefer it.
Yeah, thank you, Darthlink. I thought I'd celebrate my newfound job security by being on Tass's stream during work hours.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That sounds like something that you've rigorously reviewed with your financial advisor.
Yeah.
Did I do this? Asked Dagger. You know, fuck. Do whatever you're gonna do. Hey, don't you dare. Leave Brittany alone. Lock. Do this anyway. Alright, Oh, yeah. Perfection. Point into the sunset. Phase is a slight heal with my care. Coda's about to pop. That's all. Okay, yeah, you didn't miss anything if you were stopped up by ads, but JML versus Malgus still works. That was using the set 23 cron, so I wasn't using any
Man,
of the...
it's really fun to use GLs versus teams that aren't good on defense.
Yeah, that's fair. That's right.
Although
That's
I
how
think
you
you have one
overpower
ground
them.
team left, right? One ground team?
Yeah, that's it.
Man, I took a long break this season. It was good. I needed it.
Yeah, fair. Wow, we didn't use Bane. We didn't use a bunch of shit. How bad is...
Have you used Bane here?
No, Bane... Well, I mean, Bane here is probably going to be okay because of the Relic 5 related action. You know, if we can do that for fun, we can do it for fun. I generally avoid this because this is a terrible matchup. This is terrible.
It is. So take the highest damage you can and just clear them out.
I mean, why don't we just take the Dark Lord? See what happens.
Yes. And then proceed to lose.
Maybe even the Dark Lord's Crump.
Yes, even better.
140%.
You know, for what it's worth, if you're doing this fight in like 3 months, be a lot easier.
Okay. Good to know.
No, the Relic Delta stuff.
I guess, yeah. This is ugly with Bane. Yeah, you would take Set. Yeah, I mean, it's probably...
No,
think
don't
there
be
are
pussy.
five.
Take him right. Do
I
the
think
Darth
there are
Vader.
5, and you want your side to die.
Yes, Darth Vader.
I think that the possibility of them just wrapping down Bane... Like, see, here's the thing. If you take in Set guys, they can just quickly dispel the pre-taunt and then do what they were going to do anyway. That's my worry. If they're going to ignore, I'd rather they ignore Darth Vader, who might die to incidental damage. You know what I'm saying? So we'll just try it like that. We're going into this acknowledging... We're going into this acknowledging don't try this at home.
No, you should fucking try this at home.
Yeah.
Stop complaining. It is not that bad.
The Dark Lord coming.
You only need to have Relic 9 Banes to Relic 5 characters to make this work.
I would just like to point out that both teams, in fact, did try hard.
They
both really tried hard.
Guys, I think we're gonna make it. I don't want to jinx it, but
Crit damage is better. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, crit damage is better than health for the opening move.
yes.
Yeah, the first move isn't based on health, by the way, so yeah.
All right, 67. That's a spicy meatball.
Yes, this was so hard.
That's right.
Man, walking with a 67 feels dirty.
Yeah, that's a pretty rare thing. All right, we cleared ground, and yeah, if you're getting here later in the stream, you would have seen our opponent is pretty much jammed, and even if he wasn't jammed, if he otherwise had the material to clear, we've got him on banner. So we're looking really strong here, and now we'll head off into fleet. He's usually setting triple meta, so this is the first week where the new Rogue One ship is live. I do have both of those pilots, Relic 9. I'm really excited to see what that's gonna look like in real fighting, but
Alright.
he decided not
3
to
men it
focus.
is, yeah?
Sorry?
3 men, yeah?
Yeah, so this time we would be going after, what's it called? Xanadu blood, right?
Like you were told to, yes.
Yeah, because last time that shit did not work, going after punishing one. Okay,
TJ is proud you finally have an R9 Bodhi.
you're not proud. TJ's proud.
I said TJ. I said TJ.
I thought you said you were. I bet.
I said TJ's proud you have an R9 Bodhi. TJ loves him some
right.
Bodhi.
I mean, you're right. You're right. Profundity.
I'm proud you have an R9 POW. You know, a good character on a good team. That is completely
disgusting
useless because the board is too small.
Pow's all right. Pow's all right. All right,
No,
let's
Pow's a
see.
good. POW is the second most important character on a very good team that is completely useless because the board's too small.
Mm-hmm. Let me catch up with the chat here real quick. Yeah, they got exploded. Relic 9 Bodhi over Relic 9 Candy? Yeah, hell yeah. Are you kidding me? Bodhi's a pilot now. He went from meme to meta fleet ship pilot. Yes.
Canderous' only claim to fame right now is the fact that he fulfills Gar and ISC's Darkside Mando requirement.
All right.
Actually, that's not true. Lobot's really good on that sortie team when they have like a good sortie cron. I'm a Gun Die, I don't think is ever good. But Lobot definitely has had his place in when they reworked when they reworked Lobot, he was very good for a few months.
It's true.
Because he reworked and we got the sortie cron. Just a very good team. And the sortie nuke team. Remember that shit? I remember the sortie nuke team with Lobot.
Yep. Yeah, very niche use, if any, Yalmush, to get value out of Lobot, because, yeah, it's only when you have a Datacron in season that he really has a place. All right, so this is what we're going to do for the 3-man here. This is the idea?
Sure.
Yeah.
I will say, and I'm not saying they should expand the board, but Sortie's actually a very good team. Like, it's not amazing, but it's not much worse than the teams we're currently using, is I guess the point I'm trying to make.
All right. We'll open up with Quantity's third to pull Xanadu out of stealth. I guess, yes, you would start in stealth, so this will pull you out immediately.
What is a Quig Goat? Link?
It's got to be middle here.
Kids these days.
What is it?
Quig Goat.
Yeah, do middle.
Yeah, middle. Okay. I'm not talking to you, Dagger, about extra stuff. We're fighting here. This is real deal shit.
Oh, okay, Darkling. Wait, are you two-manning this?
Yes, welcome to the show.
Dagger just tuned in. Oh yeah, this kill him.
I feel like I should just basic. He's already got his protection gone.
Yeah, that's fine.
No assist call.
I don't know when you thought I was here to help you with your stream.
And nobody said you were here to help. The least you could do is not interfere. All right, we'll call this in.
You on fifth, so I'm just behind.
I guess we're going to do third for the cooldown production.
Yes.
Okay. Still no action off that. That's spicy. Love it. Change the thing. Okay. Good. Yep. I'm sure this will be fine. So far, guys, wow.
I just want to point out, I hope people keep trying to do this, because this looks sketchy as fuck.
Yeah, I want to test it early. Well, Outrider to assist and reduce the target enemy's speed. This has to be the move.
Yeah, because other option is basic, and this is...
Yeah, so now you're hidden, and then you're going to get healed off this. Perfection, boys. Wouldn't change it. Okay. So,
actually,
nothing I can do can force you
can kill punishing one here.
Yes.
It's possible.
So off the punishment.
Yeah. It's possible, but there's no...
I helped for the...
Yeah, I was already... Yeah. aware of that, but I'm thinking about something else. All right, so there's the heal that we were just enjoying so much.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So far, so good.
How-
Yeah, get fucked.
Houndstooth with the dog tag kit, with the dog tag, man. How often do you see that? Houndstooth getting the dog tag.
Yeah. Alright, so something needs to change here, I give a guess.
Yeah. Well, there's, well, I'll check the
You have
history.
better edits than I do.
I'll check the history for Herbert because he was successful doing this, so I'll be curious. But there might be, I don't know. I haven't seen anybody in the chat say there's something else I should have done. Most folks are pretty quick to point out if that's the case. That was the
Man,
Master
Cass out here making the new ship look like it's ass.
Not so bad.
Well, whatever. Now we'll just do final. That's an
Yeah, fair.
But
No, I get it. I'm just saying it's amusing that you made that ship look really bad.
well, RNG did. I mean, it just
I don't
I
think-
got basically no assists out of that fight. I think I had
You weren't
maybe
gonna
2
get
assists the whole fight.
Have you read Profundity's
Yeah.
kit? You need to multi-hit to get assists. You have like a 10% chance to get assists. Or
Yeah,
maybe it's 15%.
But it is doable.
It's a really
it is
bad.
doable.
It's a really bad percentage to get assists without the Falcon there. Like really bad.
And it might be that the Falcon is part of it, and it's Outrider that you leave off, but I don't know if that's the case. Maybe you take both Outrider and Han and leave off the Y-Wing. The Y-Wing wasn't
Yeah, that's the
particularly
fun part.
helpful, so it might be just the 2 of those and then the Rogue One. That's a permutation I haven't tried yet.
What I've seen is that you call in Outrider because of the download.
Oh, you're front-loading Rogue One then? Is that it?
Fuck.
I believe so.
I'd be surprised, but I can't say that I know for sure. So fair enough.
I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm just saying that's what I've been doing, and it's been working just splendidly.
Good to know. Yeah.
But also
kind of
this-
hard to test.
The other thing is the Rogue One is like so incredibly specifically designed to kill triple attacker that I like it in the front line because it's so like I don't know. It could be better as a reinforcement. I don't know. We're week 1. We're not even through week 1 of this ship. The fuck do I know?
Yeah. It's also very hard to do testing because nobody's setting Profundity Executor on Clean Arena. And so would be all our TW corners also to do.
You have. I think we just stunned with you. So you're gonna. I'm gonna save the dispel. Push team. Alright, so we're correct that we can starts our damage ramping. Everything dispel more or less on tap Cola. Special force. Not the best in terms of maximizing value for stun. So I might just do the AoE here.
Well, you're reapplying advantage if you attack here. You're
What
not
do you
getting
mean?
a stun, but you are reapplying advantage.
I mean, yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'd rather do the sweep here and save that for a more meaningful hit. Plus, we just did that free hit on him. Great, now we can... You're here. Up to the sides. Wow, that was a double on that? Okay. Well, I could purge all this shit off before you're about to hit. Okay. No stun. You're over 50%. Get the stun now. Nice. Have that. AoE, yes, no. I think the AoE is warranted. Does more damage for each hunted. Almost never do that AoE. Holy fuck, does this thing get the love with the healing? Gotta just hit hard, man.
I'm amused at just the way that everyone has just forgotten how to do this fight.
Fair.
Yeah, that sucks in general, so don't include everyone is a stats. I don't think
That's fair. That's fair. Tass is one of the first people to walk an entire guild through this counter, and here he is, just like eating shit.
This is a cleanup.
Yeah,
This is a cleanup.
it's cleanup is easier. I don't know what you.
That's a lie. You can just say that you're a novice.
Mechanically speaking, you fucked this up.
Tell us how.
You keep stripping turn meter. You're supposed to be stripping turn meter from the tank.
Why am I trying to strip turn meter off of Hound's Tooth?
No.
Fucking tank, not the enemy tank.
Your tank.
Yeah, the guy that's still alive.
I guess I remember doing that, but why would that be determined here? Like this is actually potentially giving our tank another turn or another special over the life of the fight.
Well, you don't care about his specials. You just care about him surviving, and he survives the very most and helps the team the very most when he takes no turns.
Fair. Cool draw off that.
Oh, it's fine. It's just amusing to watch that. Like, I understand it's a cleanup. I understand it's a cleanup, so it is harder than like the average fight just going in, but it's still amusing to watch. Just you would
Look, you're all here for entertainment, so we're all getting entertained.
Wow, we're not even. Oh, never mind. I thought you were going right back in with Leviathan. I'm like, oh, so we're giving up, huh?
No.
Yeah, exactly, Yamush. Like, you want to attack the target lock with Kylo. You want to prioritize basic on him over special because it ramps his damage. Yep.
All right, there you go. Yep. Fair. All right. Yeah.
I just find it amusing that Tass was the fleet officer in a top 3 gauntlet guild for like a year, walking people through these kinds of fights, and he just like walnut brained all of it. Just cannot remember it.
In a while.
To be fair to him, it's been like 1.5 years to 2 years since anyone's ever done that fucking fight.
The problem is Tass elevates too frequently.
Also, when was the last time Tass was like actually leading people through this? Like 5 years ago?
No, it was like 2 years ago.
Maybe.
He does it every day in his patron chat. Like, the fuck do you mean?
That is also fair.
I also forgot that existed.
Yeah, Shake's like, I forget that exists because I'm usually giving the bad advice and then having.
Yeah. I forgot that he actually helps people out.
That's actually a plug for the patron. I don't give you advice, and Shake does.
Yeah.
Listen to my advice and fail your GSCs, people.
Yeah.
Conquest starts in like in 2 hours. I'm super pumped.
Ah, fuck's sake.
It does.
Fuck off.
3 hours?
This is bad news.
Ew.
Dude, it's the last one before we get Maz Kanata, who's probably going to be better than Hondo.
Yay.
Oh, that's one. Yeah.
I've been watching people beat Hondo with CLS all week. Like, what do you mean?
Sure. Yeah. I think somebody answered this in the chat, but remind me if I've forgotten. Does the CLS roll still hold up? Still get the job done if OG Hondo's in there? I know you could still stun him with Han and everything, but I thought I heard that locks it out.
It does, yeah. That was at least what I got told. The OG Hondo is preventing it for now.
Well, good thing we won't know for 4 months.
Yes, hopefully not even then. Because by then, Rotocron will be gone. And you can't beat it without Rotocron.
No. Well, yes. Well, Livid did it without Rollercron, so you obviously can.
Livid is not an example of everyday human. That's like saying Fatal or somebody the fuck else did.
But the point I'm trying to make is Hondo has a Cron now for 4 months, so like, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Pavoni fan says Dagger making fun of Tass after losing Treya versus Gungans.
Yeah, with no Savage. Like, I don't care. Like, my self-worth is not tied to a video game, and me mashing buttons just so you can be entertained doesn't really affect me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Up next, try Zori, by the way, against the Executor.
Well, first, let me do what I want to do here. I want to say this one's just Chimera.
Yeah, this is the
No,
very
I believe,
important
I
match.
believe it doesn't work. Yeah. I'm just saying we don't have to worry about it for 4 months because he's going to have a Kron. So
It's
probably
safe,
nothing's going to be. That's just my default. It's time to Doom over it, guys. Hondo Kron's going to prop him up.
It is side. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, there might really some other Kron after this one does, so, you know.
He also just has a million like relevant tags, so he's gonna have a Kron very frequently between being like a smuggler, scoundrel, pirate.
Yeah. Some shit like that. A lot of tags.
Support? Is he also a support?
He is, yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So when if those dumb Krons ever come back.
Oh no. Hold on, can someone test support Kron in Honda if you still have it? Just to see what we missed?
I don't actually know how many debuffs they put down, if I'm being honest.
I don't know
I
if
think
Honda
there's a fair
does
amount,
it.
but I don't know what the volume of debuffs is. Right? Because that Kron really scales with the volume of debuffs. That's why we see like Bad Batch Echo being so good on that team.
Yeah, that's what was nasty.
Yeah. I mean, Brutus, I underestimate. Well, what's the meme? I was unfamiliar with your game.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I am with Brutus, man. I was unfamiliar with your game. But watching dude like unironically hit for like 400k on like his second turn is absurd.
Yeah, it does help. The ramping is pretty big.
I ended up shooting a JMK for 620 damage, 620k damage, and that's with the damage reduction from a GL. So that was like probably close to 1 million damage that he did, like 900k. And that was like his third or fourth turn. Like it wasn't even that far into the fight.
Do this Zori here. You know? Oh, hold up.
Just do Zori. It's gonna be better.
Zori's on defense.
Yes.
Your mom's on defense.
Also that.
Fair.
What's the other thing you have to beat? Oh, never mind. You can just do whatever.
Yeah,
What do you
this
have
is the
left
last one.
Like, how are you beating that?
This is the last
Oh,
one.
this is the last week. Never mind.
This is it. Yeah. This is the end.
I missed you. I missed the fight against.
Yeah, that was a quick crush. Chimera versus Raddus 70.
Oh, that's why I missed it. It was like a 12-second fight.
Yeah, it's not long.
Yeah.
All right, Endurance or Negotiator is better for the cleanup. My gut would be Negotiator.
Probably Nego. Having
Definitely.
seen it,
Knowing that the state of the mass assist is down, we would still take Y-Wing. Anakin. Is it Marauder or Fives?
I would take Marauder. Marauder has a
so much
savior.
better.
There's no reason to skimp, so we'll take Fives and Snips aside from Flow.
Take Clone
Here's the
Sergeant
thing,
as well.
Yeah, I
here's
was
the thing,
thinking we can just bulk up the Y-Wing all that much more. With last
Drunk
week.
Dagger cares a lot more about shit than Sober Dagger.
That's fair.
Somebody said in the chat, Dagger, hope you see your Zori versus Ahsoka next GC. That's cool.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah, that
Drunk
Brutus
Dagger
just
really
cold.
Yeah,
That
Drunk
Brutus
Dagger really hated
one-shotting.
Zori. Yeah, Drunk Dagger really hated Zori. I watched that back. Wow, I was really lit towards the middle of that.
I agree. All right.
Sober me doesn't.
Basic.
Yep.
Basic or third, up to you.
I was thinking about thirding Anakin, but we still have time on our side. It's fine. Probably just basic because I can't.
Yeah, you won't land any debuffs, so why the fuck would you bother?
Yeah. Still want to do the mass though. Can't
Yeah,
be wrong.
the mass is nice.
A target lock is entered. Fray. Target.
A dodge has entered the fray.
Now, we get to do the ability block here, right? We've got Valor and it's a target locked enemy.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Just in time for the sweep, so we don't really need the push from Plo here.
We just bring in Ahsoka.
I was thinking that.
So,
That we get the big hit on what's its nugget, and then you get to JKAA.
you get to do back-to-back big hits. So which would be
Yeah,
nice.
you do back-to-back big hits, and Anakin might actually finish this off.
It's possible.
Eat.
There we go.
Not quite.
Oh.
Not quite.
Oh, it's a
Need that
good
relic
shape
10
to be
Anakin,
in.
man. That's all I'm hearing.
Good shape to be in. That's the end of you.
I want to know if the relic delta is going to apply to fleet.
Boy, that's perfect right there. You can't beat that with a stick.
Do we think the relic delta is going to apply to fleet?
I would think.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because that might
I
actually
would
be
assume too.
That might actually be catastrophic.
That basic, so fun.
I mean, it would make life so much easier. Because I have all recognized ships and my opponent probably don't. So get fucked, cunt.
Fair.
Yeah, it would make life so much more annoying for everybody the fuck else.
30% health and protection. I think that tops up
Okay,
damage.
thanks, Howie. Apparently, right now, it's not applying to fleet, which is really good. It's already bad for ground. That'd be devastating if it was.
All right.
Yeah, that'd be
and that's how
devastating
you
to the
use
player
3
base overall,
fleets.
too.
That's how you use 3 fleets to kill Executor triple attacker. Let it be known.
Yeah, Task just gave you a master class on how to misuse your Rogue One, and then have to clean it up with 2 more attacks.
I don't know
Yes.
that we misused it. I really don't.
You were never going to
Yeah,
get.
I also don't think so.
I think we
You-
were. I
you
think we
were-
were really careful about that.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
just saying that you were never going to get any assists without the Falcon. So I don't know how you're going to build ult or how you're going to build download.
I mean, we were building download, and I think that the answer in the end is going to be to run it with Millennium and Outrider without a tank. I think that's it, because people out there are getting 77s, so the math requires only 3 ships. I do believe it's with Rogue One coming in as a reinforcement, so it's probably just Han and Outrider. And now people can see, as a matter of record, I've tried it both of these ways, and it did not work. We're all learning.
I'm saying that I have done the 4-man and it's super clean with Outrider off the bench.
Mhm.
I have
I
not
mean,
done
the
a
format
3-man.
in general is just clean.
Mhm.
Like, it doesn't matter what the fuck you do with that.
That's fair. That's fair. The point I'm trying to make is I probably won't be attempting a 3-man unless someone can show me a 3-man that is overwhelmingly consistent.
That's what
Which I don't think
that's
will
what I'm
be the
trying
case.
to determine, man. I'm working on it. Appreciate. Hey, JJ's Productions Twitch just raided in. Another content creator. Give him a follow and a patron besides. Thank you, man. Thank you for showing up. What's up with your 8 raiders coming on in with you? How'd the match go? Let's hear it. We just finished fighting ourselves. You can see we've got the match sewn up. While we wait for you to respond here, I'll show what the state of the board is. So he had 1 drop on the Pirate King, bottom front. No drops in the back against, reasonable teams. Reva, Sith Eternal, Lord Vader. And then up top, he is jammed. He's done. He done. Right? Whatever it was, Night Sisters, I thought the second attempt on this was probably a cooldown pull. But then the third attempt was also a withdrawal, so 3 backouts. That's not going anywhere. He had everything appropriate to deal with all these other teams. He wasn't dropping fights except for that 1 Pirate King. And then this is where he got hemmed up. Put in an attempt on Jedi Master Mace, had to withdraw, and has kind of just been chilling since. So, with my double drop there on Executor, we're still in better shape than he is at this point. So I think we can safely say this one's in the bag. All right, how'd it go for you, JJ? He says, hey, man, looking good over here. 2 full clears on my end. A loss on 1, sadly. All right, sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, Owie, you're saying, is it really worth the 1 extra banner to run Profundity Light to go for the 77? This is the question. That's why I'm testing. I think I'll test it next time with Han and Outrider, because if there's reliability, if there's reproducibility, which reliability is kind of tough to ask for in a fleet that is famous for its RNG. So in the end, the answer may not be no, but it's sexy. It's sexy. There's a lot of matches of mine that you're seeing coming down to just a few banners. Every penny counts for those situations. And knowing that I would probably just run the 4 ships in general, like what you're thinking, to be completely safe. But if I had to know that I could pull it off, and knowing that it would be worth the risk of trying it, if I had to, that's worth something to me. All right, let's go ahead and... Sorry, you were going to say something? No? Okay. So, yeah, as far as attacks go, break that down. So, against his Riva with Night Sister, we went in with Cere, Malikos, Starkiller, Cal, and crew for 64 banners. Against his Great Mothers, we went in with Maul, Mandos, all dark sides, 64 banners. Against his Jedi Master Mace team, Depa, Jocasta, Temple Guard, Ayla with the Ayla-Kron, that was Ahsoka, Exile Ezra, Padawan Sabine, General Syndulla, and Huyang for 65. I took that off defense against him specifically because he's shown proficiency with Queen and comfort with it to the point that he'll drop like a 67 on that. And I'm not doing that today. All right, against Rey, RJT, Swolo, Xeris, and GK, I used Queen Amidala, Master Qui-Gon, Padawan Obi-Wan, and Bad Batch Echo for 65. We actually took a pretty sizable hit on Padawan Obi-Wan. And I think it was an assist that called him, and he landed the killing blow, but we actually needed him to get his next turn to top off. So we got a 65 instead of a 66. That's fine. All right, in the back. Against his BKM, Paz, Grogu, Bam, and BKK, we used Veers, Dark, Piet, Range, and Gideon for 65. He doesn't have a 25% turn meter level 3 on that. Against his Jabba team with the Sortie-Kron down, we used Gungans on auto per Shake's recommendation, and I was a little nervous, but things went fine. 65 banners. Against his Ahsoka, Exile Ezra, Huyang, General Syndulla, and Padawan Sabine, we used Leia, Drogon, R2, Jin, and Raddus for 64. Classic. Alright, top side. Against his Lord Vader, CX2, DCT, Scorch, and Oppo, we used BKM without the Rolocron, so a high defense set 22. BKM, Paz, Grogu, Bam, Bo-Katan, Kryze for 63 banners. Against his Slacker Dre team with the Dracron, it was once again JMK, Cat 5, Snips, and Padme, 65 banners. Against his Malgus, DR, BSF, Malgus, Sith Marauder, it was JML, Jedi Cal, JKR, Hoda, and JKL, 65 banners. And against his Finzori team, we went in with Bane, Darth Vader. Don't try this at home. The relics are fairly low on this team. In the distant past, I remember doing Bane against Finzori, and all that turn meter, and I want to say the exposed counts. They blow you up. It's generally not good, but hey, if they don't really survive, like if the main damage dealers, like Finn, for example, gets exploded on Bane's first use of his third ability, yeah, you don't have anything to worry about. And so it was the case. 67 banners. There was nobody to even kill Darth Vader after the opener. All right, so very clean through top. And knowing that we were generally in a position where we've got this match won, I wanted to, again, try to replicate something. Herbert, fighting me this week, got a 77 against my Executor triple attacker. That's Profundity using the new Rogue One with a grand total of 3 ships. So that means 2 ships up front, 1 in the back. That first round I tested using Han Solo and Y-Wing with Rogue One in the back, going after Punishing One. That was no good. This round I used Y-Wing with Outrider and Rogue One on the bench, and went after Xanadu Blood instead, and I like that better because we almost got him. whereas we weren't really that close on going after punishing one last time. But nevertheless, we still couldn't close out Xanadu before he got healed, so think about how many turns have to go by for that's the case. He got healed by Executor back to full, and we knew we were in trouble there, so I was happy enough to take one ship. We got punishing one out of the way. If I had to do it again, I would take in now Outrider and Han's Millennium Falcon, and then still Rogue One on the bench and try that one more time. If you're not interested in trying that, just run the 4 ships, and I'm sure you'll be good for a 76. But I was feeling risky, and we dropped there. Went back in with Finalizer, and admittedly, I'm not in the practice of doing this fight much anymore. I really thought I was on to something, pumping the very high amounts of turn meter that the support ship was getting. I was just pumping it out to the other ships. Admittedly, using that same third ability on the support ship, targeting the tank, means that we would be strictly passing the most turns possible to the support ship and crew, which is much more meaningful than the tank getting a turn. So fair enough, that was mismanaged. Went back in with Negotiator and cleaned it up at last for a 40. So a total of 44, I want to say, on that. Aside from that, nothing too interesting here. Against Raddus, we did the classic Chimera fight, 74. And against Leviathan, we did Leviathan Mirror with, Scimitar and Mark 6 as our reinforcements. Everything went smoothly, 74 banners. And yeah, that is how the West was won. Akuma, thank you for the follow on the channel. Interceptor 333, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you guys. Wanted to get through all that before I started reading off. Striker says, the fact that the meta is at a state where you're literally agonizing over a 76 and a 77 in fleet with the new ship is a damning indictment of the situation. I don't know that it's necessary. I'm interested in finding out what's not only... I already know it's possible, right? That's the exciting thing. I already know it's possible. What I want to find out is with what ships and how reliable, how replicable is that? So I think that's fun. Otherwise, yeah, man, 76 is fine. Take it, man. Just wanted to see. I assume there's just no one on your fleet shard willing to test. It's a kind of an ornery fleet shard, so I just, do my fights and kind of stick to myself. I don't really have a lot of desire to interact with my fleet shard. So, yeah, that's about it. All right, guys. That takes us to the end of the line. So, yeah, if you missed my review of the defense, everything in the beginning, go back to the start of the VOD. Where will this put me in the final rankings? I'm pretty sure I'm finishing like rank 2. Certainly in the top 5, I want to say. Unless there's a huge influx of Erodiums next season, starting in the top bracket, which is where I want to be. Yeah. All right. Hey, Scribe. Appreciate you guys tuning in here to the very end. All right, guys. If you want to be in touch here, we're at the end of the season. So aside from, this stream, I'll try and do at least one coffee and chill stream during TB week with you guys. But if you want to be in touch otherwise, there's a link to my Discord. That's a place to catch me. Thanks for the stream, GG. Any plans for off-week streams, says Sheepdog? Yeah, at least one coffee and chill. I'd like to, like I said, make my Datacron video. Maybe try and catch up on a couple videos that I just want to get done, because you guys are definitely asking for me to get back on the mod guides. Long time requests to do GLs, and certainly a few recent requests to do Pirate King. It's all top of mind. I'm thinking about it. All right. When am I recording the intermediate plotting and scheming? Great question, man. I want to say that it's got to be like early next week. Like late Monday night, late Tuesday night type of thing, because of the schedules of the other guys. So I'll follow up with you, Striker, because Striker might be our guest. In addition to being a friend and patron here, he is he's like ranked 27, I want to say, we just saw earlier today, right? So he's a top 50 player within his own right, and it'll be fun to get his perspective. We'll have him as a special guest if we can swing it. All right, aside from that, everybody already knows that you can catch me live here at twitch.tv/Tassenix. You can also see me simulcasting from my YouTube channel Tassenix Gaming, where if you haven't been there before, please check it out. There's a whole bunch of Slugger-related content there I think you'd be interested in. We've got stuff like the Datacron set guides on the outgoing set 22, but there's still a good one on set 23. I'll make a new one here for set 24 in the coming days. Stay tuned. We've got the How to Mod Guide series, starting from the fundamentals and going through advanced topics, anything and everything you may have wanted to know about mods. Mod guides on characters and factions that you requested about, the GAC Omicron tier list, and of course, it's a rebroadcasting point for my Grand Arena focused podcast, Plotting and Scheming, that I make with my friends Dagger, TJ, Sashaisha, and Fatal. We break down the last week of combat in the thereabouts of the top 100 of Kyber 1. We talk about how we dealt with the meta matchups of the week, our favorite attacks and defenses that we saw out there, our lessons learned for the week to come, and anything else we think that's worth sharing with you. That show is native to Spotify, but wherever you catch an episode, check the description. There's a link that you can use to plug it into your preferred podcast program and follow us that way. Regardless, anything that you enjoy over there on YouTube, please give it a like, hit subscribe to the channel to see more. Really appreciate the support. The channel is continuing to grow. And yeah, there's a lot of overlap between me and some of the other really great content creators out there. And so the more of you guys that I get to click that button, the likelier the opportunity will be with more future stuff that CG's doing, that I will show up on their radar and get selected for this type of program. Because I would have loved to have been in this test thing. I just don't think, maybe they only had so many slots they wanted to give, and there was a ranking, and I didn't make the cut, or the channel's just not big enough yet. But you guys are pushing me in the right direction, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Over and above all that, if you really like the cut of my jib and you want to support what I'm doing, oh shit, payout. Payout is based on squads, so I'm going to do it one or less. Get you squared away. Payout's done. Those of you who believed in me are richly rewarded. Well done. Well done. Okay, yes. So anyway, wrapping up, if you want to go raid your guildmate Cosley, you know what? We might do that here. We might do that. Let's get wrapped up. But yeah, if you want to go above and beyond the Call of Duty to support the stream, there are several ways to do so. I do have a Cash App that is $Tassenix. Hopefully that thing still works. There it is. I do have a PayPal, which is tassenix@gmail.com. And if you want to get some enhanced scouting power for yourself, early access to my content, including plotting and scheming, and a couple other fringe benefits besides, you may be interested in checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/Tassenix. For any upperly mobile Grand Arena player, there is something there of interest for you. At $5 a month, you enter the TAS House at the VIP access level. Wow, I gotta fix my Stream Deck. It isn't working. I'm missing the button. But you enter the TAS House at VIP access level, that's $5 a month, and you get early access to the Plotting and Scheming show. That's coming out to our general audience Friday mornings at 8 a.m. Patrons get it as early as Tuesday night, within hours of us recording, giving you that early edge on the start of the week. In addition, you get early access to the occasional exclusive that I will make for patrons. You'll have it at least a month ahead of the general public. And a dedicated text and voice chat on Discord where I am generally lurking. So pop on in and say hi. Thank you so much to Andrew, Banja, Boba Iza, Deadpool Kyle 28, JJ's Productions Twitch, as seen here. But yeah,
pay out the prediction.
I already did. You're slow. You're behind.
Hey,
you're yesterday's
I got DMs.
news.
Okay, fuck you. I got DMs.
All right. Jobin4527, Miasmal, Mus Ross, Raise Malbus, Sam Vimes, Sheepdog47, Squed, Stark Strategy Gamer, Sweens14, and White Wolf. Moving on to the $10 a month tier is VIP Access Plus, where you get a bundled Patreon access to me and to your choice of either OmegaBot or Hot Utils Patreon. OmegaBot's that tool that I highlight at the start of my streams where you get those graphs showing your opponent's offensive and defensive tendencies, making it really easy, for you to suss out what the plan is, right? Anybody can use that tool for free to scout their opponent's last week of Grand Arena history, but only patrons can build out a custom report with any number of weeks. You get a downloadable HTML version of that report with links that you can click going right back into swugga.gg or Insight, whichever you like to use. Powerful tool for reducing your scout time if you're a big fan of the scouting game like me. Otherwise, you might prefer going with the Hot Utils Patreon, aka Chili subscription, which is your #1 tool for the mass mod management and loadout creation. Nothing else lets you switch so easily between your Grand Arena, TB, TW, and Raid mods. You can use it like TJ and Fatal do, using that automation feature to comprehensively remod your roster. You can slice through hundreds of mods in seconds, help out your guild and TW, whole bunch of stuff built in. No wrong way to go at VIP Access Plus. Thank you so much to Aussie Mike, Darth Salea, Esh Satnikam, JJ's Dad, Meow for Me, Mr. Tony, Shake23501, Single Malt Jedi, Snack Attack, Striker, Supermard, Trouble Fingers, and Zoltre. At VIP Access Premium, this is $15 a month for the Double Bot Bundle. So, Patreon access for me, Omega Bot, and Hot Utils all in one subscription. Just going out and buying those bots any other way, anywhere else, costs the same as this bundle, which is why so many of my patrons say it's one of the best values in the game. Thank you so much to Argots, Arj, Bjorn, Big Ninja, Calidus Invictus, Duckstab, Darth Link, General Milan, Ibanek, Johnny B. Ottawa, Kev, Mini GK, Hills, Bloon, Wig, Rawling, Saldak, Sir Boss, Sophus, The Lost Womp Rat, Trevor Boy Gaming, and Wilco. All right, and of course, in Jester's Club Elite, where's the button that I'm looking for? There it is. I haven't used that in a while. The one, the only Nomad's Reaper. This madman pops in the stream from time to time, drops hundreds of subs, thousands of biddies, incredibly generous over the years, just setting hype train records, mostly on his shoulders. Thank you so much for all the support. Special thanks go out to the Lost Womp Rat, one of my patrons here who helped me set up my Stream Deck a couple months ago, and it's been super helpful. Probably get with them to troubleshoot what's wrong with it right now, but regardless, big help to me, and appreciate you so much, man. Thank you. To Mrs. T, my wife, thank you for all you do in the background, whether that's just bringing me another hot cup of coffee, something to eat while I'm on stream here, or just keeping our daughter from tearing the place apart while I'm trying to be the very best, like no one ever was, at a phone game. And to my co-hosts here, I'm Plotting and Scheming, Dagger, TJ, Sashaisha, and Fatal. Gentlemen, as always, it is a pleasure and a privilege to record our show together. Despite the perils, the demands of work and family, we still get together just about every week and share our thoughts on the top of the Grand Arena game. I learn from you guys every episode. Hopefully the feeling is occasionally mutual, but it is not about us. It's about the community that's popped up around our show. A lot of great conversations referencing what we're doing, what we're talking about on there. So you guys bring so much to every episode, and thank you. I wouldn't change a thing. All right. Wilco says the only thing missing is a Megabot bundle with insights. Man, grill the owner insights. DM the owner insights. Ask about that. Because a couple years ago, I reached out, and the answer was we don't have any type of thing set up like that to bundle with a content creator. And we have a full schedule of features that we're wanting to work on. That's just not on the list. It's not something we're looking into at this time. So very courteous, very frank, very honest. Really appreciated that feedback I got back because it was no uncertain terms. But yeah, if something like that's going to exist, it's going to come because you guys want it. So if you want to support me and you want to see that type of bundle, I guess you could reach out. But yeah, I imagine that if the owner of GG, Swag.GG would be willing to offer that, working with me, they do it for other content creators you like. So that could be good for everybody. Still, it's going to have to come from you guys if that type of push is going to exist. All right, let's get ready to raid you all out. Over here on YouTube, who's live? Who can we send you off to? Womp Rat, really? Is he playing Dune or is he playing Galaxy? I think he's playing Dune. Is there anybody alive? No, I don't think so. All right, well, Womp Rat is a Swugga content creator in his own right. He isn't playing Swugga right now, but there's literally no other Swugga content creators live on YouTube at this moment. So, gonna ship you all off. Thank you all for tuning in, and see you in the off week. Take care. All right, and then making ready to raid here on Twitch. So, who was it? You said Senor Vador, yeah? Okay, I would be... I love Ranger out there, and I would normally raid into him, but I know I haven't rated this guy before, and you asked, Cosley. You show up often enough. We'll do you a solid. How's that sound? Starting up the raid to Cosley's friend. Again, thank you all so much for showing up this season. Hey, Quig, what's going on? Quigbot bundle when? Quig, you want to talk to me about it? If that's going to be a benefit to you, I'm happy to support that, man. You're a patron of mine, a supporter of mine. And the Quigbot tool is a very nice tool with some notably different features than Swugga for Life, but they're mostly going about the same function. I am a dinosaur and still just use a Google Sheet. But yes, regardless, guys, thank you all so much for showing up for this season. We had a lot of Erodiums, unfortunately, but I tried to make good with a few guest matches, and we had some great fights besides a couple of really great matches versus Herbert this season. So some real highlights in there. Regardless, thank you all for tuning in, and until next time, it's been real. It's been awesome. Been real awesome. Take care.